Atop a throne of skulls.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Eternal Challenger League Season 2 quarterfinals. So technically it's really the finals, but it's the quarterfinals. So today we're going to have two more best of fives. Certainly going to be some very heated competition. I'm very excited to be here, and thank you guys so much for joining. I can see we already have 161 people ready for the first match, and I can tell you the first game here is going to be a very interesting showdown. I believe we actually have a mirror match. My favorite to cast, hands down. But let's take a look at the brackets for today. So we have Aramis facing off against Zyphos in our first best of five. The winner of that match will be going on to face El Halcón. And then in the next series, we have Falcon facing off against Chief. Certainly going to be a fierce cockfight, and the winner of that series is going to be facing off against Lotus Moon in our grand finals. The grand finals stream will be one stream, so we're going to be having a stream whenever I can schedule with the players, but hopefully in the next week or two we'll be able to find time, whether it be during the week or a weekend. We'll make it happen. And I think it'll be relatively easy because I think most of the players that are left are actually all European. So for the most part, the time zones are going to be a little bit easier to synergize and everything. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Misha, if you could actually help me out with that, that would be greatly appreciated. Aramis does come in with a lot of steel chairs. That is certainly very, very true. And without further ado, let us go into the lobby here and take a look at the matchup. So it's going to be Skaven on Skaven. Clearly, the Horned Rat must be thirsting here. Don't have much to say about the matchup. It could be anything, right? We could see like a wide Skaven army gunline facing off against a clan, Molder Hell Pit army. I mean, there's so many different ways this could be played. So I think, let us not fuss about. Let us jump right in and have some fun. And yes, guys, I'm actually using my new standing desk. So I'm standing right now, which actually is a lot easier for like casting, as well as my floor is a little bit creaky though. Hopefully it's not too annoying. I'll try not to move too much during the game. But nonetheless, it's really nice. I like the standing desk quite a bit. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. This is definitely for those of you guys joining for the first time ever, this is going to be a great introduction to the tournament scene. You're going to get to see high-level players, really fun people, and it's going to be good. It is going to be good. Aristodamos, what is up, man? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. First battle of the day, Aramis and Xiphos. And it's going to be Skaven on Skaven, which is really interesting. I believe, though, that Aramis is actually a Skaven main. So I think perhaps I'll have an edge here. But again, Xiphos is one of the best players out there. So this is going to be really interesting as well. Skaven, the only counter to Skaven. I think Skaven have some matchups that are a little bit tricky. I think Tomb Kings are pretty good against Skaven. They're really good at like swarming on them. They're like cheap cav, like Nadakar Horsemen are very, very strong. And, you know, they have cheap archers that are pretty efficient. I mean, I don't know if it's a counter, but I think it is a bit of a slight favor for Tomb Kings. I think Skaven do have a couple matchups that are a little bit tricky, but nonetheless. Turn stand so you may sit. That is correct, Wicked D. Skaven versus Skaven, I know. I kind of wish they had played like sub-factions against one another. Like, for example, one of them had gone like Pestilence, just so the colors would be a little bit different. But we're going in raw, guys. It's going to be good. Bear Wake, what's up, man? The first stream you're able to join from your desktop. Well, I'm glad you took the day off and it's working out for you. Dirty rats killing each other. Oh, yeah. Xiphos plays a lot of Skaven, says Zero, who probably knows him well from the tournament community. So this is going to be interesting to see. Ooh, Fly on Bread says, currently on a 3-hour commute. ECL has turned into a podcast. Oh, man, you could just listen to audio. Well, you'll get the play-by-play. It's going to be like, you know, that old world kind of baseball radio. Yeah. So standing makes it easier to cast in a couple ways. So the main way that it does is when you sit, your like diaphragm and kind of your vocal system is a little bit compressed. So it takes longer to get warmed up and things like that. But when you're standing, it's very easy to speak compared to when it's sitting for long periods of time and to really project your voice. Whereas when you're sitting, it's much, much harder. So that's basically what I was trying to articulate there. And yeah, it's good. The only issue is that your feet, you know, start to hurt a little bit. I ordered an ergonomic mat, but it hasn't. So I just woke up as well. So I'm still getting a little bit, you know, getting the brain rolling, but it hasn't arrived yet. That's basically what I was trying to say. Misha, gotta fetch some food. Yeah, go get some treats. All right, guys, in this match, game 1 of the ECL quarterfinals, we have Aramis as the Skaven, and he's going to be coming in with the Mad Inventor, Ecl Claw, and he's going to be facing off against Xiphos, who is also going to be coming in with Ecl Claw. I was hoping at least it would be like Scroll. I mean, look how hard it is to differentiate these armies. I mean, at least we have the white banners here and the red ones here, or the yellow, I guess you could say. But all right, I'm going to let the players set up a little bit before I start to kind of go over their armies. But oh my god, look at this build. Screw it. We'll go over Xiphos' first. So he's got Skaven Slaves, Storm Vermin, and Rat Ogres. That's like his entire front line. Now, the Storm Vermin are going to be super good against like Plague Monk type infantry, which actually looks like Aramis did get a lot of Plague Monks. So Storm Vermin are a bit of a decent counter to those guys because, of course, they have armor, Plague Monks lack AP, and the high melee defense is going to help mitigate the the melee attack of the Plague Monk. So far, I really like the front line there for Xiphos, having the Storm Vermin plus the Rat Ogres. I think that's pretty strong synergy. In the back, he's got a couple Night Runners just to take down big targets. So Night Runners are just there to basically be designated targets against or target priority against, let's say, Hell Pits, Rat Ogres, those lightly armored monsters that the Skaven do have. On top of that, we have Ecl Claw, and that's pretty much it. A very, very simple, straightforward army, but I think it has a lot of good answers to this force. So for the forces of Aramis, he's coming in with more slingers and more ranged firepower. He does actually have some Jezzails in the high ground, so that is something Xiphos doesn't have, really. I mean, he has slingers, things like that, but he isn't coming in with like Rattling Gunners or Jezzails. I was kind of hoping to see like a big civil war in terms of firepower and everything, but yeah, I like it in the front. It's going to be Plague Monks and Skaven Slaves with slingers. He's got Rat Ogres in the back. He does also have Natty Boobo Sharpshooters. Oh, he's got 2 Jezzails, so that's kind of nice. They have different armies, right? Aramis, a little bit less invested in the Blitz. However, he does also have 2 Jezzails. Double Ecl Claw, and both of them are going to be bringing Plague Priest, I think. Plague Priest is pretty much mandatory. It's not mandatory, but it's really good. Although, no, look at this. Xiphos is going really just balls deep into the lore of Ruin here. So he has Warp Lightning, he has Death Frenzy, which is going to make his Storm Vermin much stronger. And he also has Skitter and Leap, which I'm not sure how he's going to use that. Maybe he's going to use it on Ecl just to avoid the sniping, which would be pretty good. Gives him the stock ability, a couple other things like that. Yeah, Bear Wake, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm pretty good at casting. I've gotten better at casting mirror matches. What's nice about their armies is I know that Xiphos has the Storm Vermin and kind of that style of blitzing build, and I know that most of the guns and the Plague Monks are going to belong to Aramis here. So it's going to be fun. And we got a donation from Liv. He says, your impeccable character and undying enthusiasm is inspiring and got me through some rough times. Well, firstly, thank you for the donation. And secondly, I'm very happy to hear that we got you through some tough times, and we will continue to do so for years. And again, thank you for joining, and look forward to seeing you on all these streams, man. It's going to be good. Or woman, I'm not sure. Live. Could be one or the other. But again, thank you so much, man, for kicking off the ECL. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Oh, yeah, if Charlie was here from It's Always Sunny, these rats would be doomed. Start anytime. Aramis says, it's a good thing. The good thing is it's a 100% win for the Skaven. That is certainly true. The Horned Rat will be pleased either way, but we're going to see which variant of Ecl he prefers. Does he prefer the Aramis version, or does he prefer the Zyphos version? That is a lot of rats. In total, the body count is going to potentially be up to about 2,700, give or take. So that is a lot of rat people. So in an objective straight-up fight, Plague Monks will lose to Stormvermin, but Stormvermin are a little bit more expensive, so that is something to be noted. I think that the Stormvermin pick from Zyphos might be the deciding factor here, because I feel like it's going to be super effective against Aramis's whole front line here. But anyways, the fighting's underway, and you can see here, Aramis is going to be pulling back. But look, there's a big old juicy Vanguard coming in from Night Runners from Zyphos, so he has Night Runners in the back, 2 groups of those, and 2 on the other side, which is going to be pretty good. Rat Ogres are going to have to deal with them, but that's not like a good option for the Rat Ogres, right? Like having to deal with Night Runner Slingers, definitely not fun. Now the Jezzails are opening up onto Ecl here. He has been hit with Skitter and Leap, so he now has Stalk, so he's not going to be visible, which is really nice. So he's not going to be getting sniped. So just like we talked about in the early game, Zyphos is going to be using Skitter Leap to kind of mitigate some of that firepower coming in. In the back, Rat Ogres are having to chase Slingers, which isn't great because the Slingers, if they all kind of swarm on the Rat Ogres, can easily break them. But it looks like he is going to be sending back some Clan Rats with Spears and other chaff units to help out, because Rat Ogres are not like super well equipped to deal with these like Slingers who could just kite them and take them apart. They have light armor, obviously. In the meantime, the Ecl of Aramis is kind of waiting on the wings, probably wants to get back here and start running over some of these Slingers, because they're not poison Slingers, so he is going to be able to pressure them. Now the frontline fighting is about to be underway, and it looks like Aramis's front line is a little bit kind of all over the place. He does have some troops coming back in. Yeah, the Plague Monks are now coming back in, which is good. Nice little brass orb right there, does get some okay damage against Skaven slaves, nothing to write home about. However, Zyphos' Lord here, his Ecl is getting focused down by some of the Warplock Jezzails of Aramis up here on the high ground. But now this is where things get really, good for Zyphos, right? He's able to get into the front line here. Rat Ogres are a pretty good counter against Stormvermin as well. So if Rat Ogre play is able to kind of, if Aramis can pull in his Rat Ogres, but it looks like most of them are in the back trying to deal with these Slingers, which are causing a ton of disruption. Now back in the center pocket, you can see Zyphos' Skaven slaves are buckling off, and his Rat Ogres as well are being focused down. And also, something else to note is Zyphos' Lord is just getting taken to Pound City. So if Aramis can really capitalize on taking out Zyphos' Lord with his superior firepower before the Stormvermin and the Rat Ogres break through the front line, that's going to be a really, really big, breadwinner for him. On top of that, Aramis is using summons here. Nice little breath attack coming in right there from the Plague Priest. But Aramis is using some Summon Clan Rats to kind of hold up the advance, which again is buying more time for his Natty Boo with Sharpshooters. Now, really nice play here from Aramis. Up here on the high ground, he was able to form like a second Helm's Deep. He has his gun line here. He's trying to pick off the Ecl. Yeah, it's still tough though. I mean, look at this. Zyphos has so much stuff coming in. All these Stormvermin are just pushing forward Plague Monks. It's only a matter of time before Aramis' kind of a defensive core here in the front line really just starts to buckle off. But like I said, he's doing a really good job of just summoning rats and mucking up the advance of Zyphos, but are his Jezzails going to be able to pay their dues? And it looks like they might. I mean, he's done a really good job keeping those guys firing. And you can see here Zyphos' Ecl is in a lot of trouble. He's taking a bit of a pounding here from that firepower up here on the high ground. Natty Boo Sharpshooters, only 1 kill, but again, they've been focusing that high priority target this entire time. But finally, guys, Zyphos getting into that cookie jar. You can see the Rat Ogres here in the back are jumping onto the Jezzails and some of these other tools here. And now, now that Aramis' gun line is offline, he is slightly ahead in the bounce of power, but that was because of how well his gun line was doing. And now that they're probably going to be getting crumped a little bit, oh, but he's still firing. Really good scooting and shooting here. He's like pulling back and shooting, trying to get separation. Very much reminds me of like RTS games like StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3, the way he's really controlling his gun line here, which is very, very solid. So in the back, though, Zyphos still does have some Ninja Rats, which are pretty much free. I mean, Aramis does have some Rat Ogres kind of holding it down, and the remnants of his Rat Ogres are going to be going in to intercept Zyphos' Rat Ogres. And you can see here he's trying to scoot away those Jezzails to get one more shot, and the Ecl of Zyphos is still alive, 491 HP. And Aramis' Rat is still in pretty good shape. And, if the Ecl of Aramis can survive, he does have the help of a Plague Priest and summons and a couple really other useful abilities. The Stormvermin don't have the best leadership for elite units, and plus Ecl is going to be able to run shop on those guys and potentially get some good work. So balance of power is still in Aramis' favor. As you can see, did Ecl go down? No, he's not. So he's got 491 HP, but it looks like Aramis' gun line is finally going to be shut down. So you can see here the Natty Boo Sharpshooters are going to be taken out by the Rat Ogres of Zyphos, and the Night Runners and company are able to swarm on those guys. A couple Plague Monks are trying to defend them, but I don't think they're going to be able to peel there. And now the Ecl of Zyphos is coming back in, so that's going to be a big, breadwinner. And you can also see that the Plague Priest of Aramis is going down here to these Stormvermin. Oh, he actually wins the fight, and his leadership stabilizes. That's really big. Man, this has turned into a real close slobber knocker here. So is the Ecl of Aramis, which is up here on the high ground, is it going to be going after and trying to assassinate the Ecl of Zyphos? That might not be a bad idea to maybe just try and chase him off. Because remember, the Warp Lightning Cannons, or the Doom Wheels actually have Warp Lightning Cannons built in. So if he is chasing, it's potentially going to be shooting the other Ecl. He's at -1. He's actually wavering, and he's broken again. That is a huge break. And look at that. Aramis coming back in the 4th quarter. And I think the Plague Priest has been a real breadwinner for him. The fact that Xiphos doesn't really have the summons to further saturate his force, and Aramis does, has really, really just paid dividends. I mean, the Plague Priest has essentially compensated for the lack of kind of defensive assets to protect the gun line in the back. But again, it's still a very close game. But the fact that this Ecl is getting chased off and getting zapped, he's probably going to shatter here, to be honest. I mean, -19, he's broken like 3 times. I'm surprised he hasn't shattered. And you can see here that, yeah, this Ecl is going to be going in with the steel chair and should be able to potentially take that guy out. Yeah, he's done for. So now we have the Plague Priest here, and it looks like some Plague Monks are going to be coming back. Xiphos still has Storm Vermin. I mean, Xiphos has a lot of stuff. If you look over here, I mean, he's got Rat Ogres on the edge of the map who can come back. Oh, this is not good. Aramis is freaking Natty Boo Sharpshooters are back online, and now they're going to start picking apart the Rat Ogres. And I don't know if Xiphos is aware of this. This is actually game-winning right here. Like, it's a very minutia thing on the edge of the battlefield, but this is huge because the Jezzails are now going to be teeing off on those Rat Ogres. They're going to get pushed off the battlefield. There's Clan Rats with spears defending them, and I think that just won Aramis the game. I really do. I mean, 2 groups of Rat Ogres are going to be fully pushed off, and they were somewhat healthy. I mean, I think Xiphos may have forgotten about those guys and could have pushed in, but man, that's really, really strong. Now, Xiphos still does have Rat Ogres here. He's got some Night Runners here, but I mean, man, Xiphos really has dominance over the main battlefield, but that doesn't really matter too much because this Ecl is simply going to be just coming back and just going in deep on this force. Like, he's going to be able to tear out these guys. Aramis is trying to run away with his Plague Priest, which is smart. He wants to get the Plague Priest back to his Ecl, and from there, he's going to be able to kind of, you know, oh my god, what is Xiphos doing? Oh, okay. I thought he was forming a ball here, but it looks like Aramis is using and sacrificing some Clan Rats with spears to kind of hold back this storm here. So Plague Monks and Plague Priests are coming back in. Xiphos is going to be pinning him in, actually, with these Night Runners. I'm surprised the Plague Monks didn't turn around and attack these Night Runners. That would have been a pretty good choice. So the Ecl of Aramis has chased off the Ecl of Xiphos right now. And here in the backfield, it looks like the Natty Boo Sharpshooters were able to break off a couple groups of Rat Ogres. So they got 2 groups, which is huge value. And the third one actually breaks. Why are they breaking? They're just fighting Sharpshooters, but I guess they're just cowardly rats. And there are Skaven slaves or Clan Rats with spears here with their bonus first large, which is going to be very useful. And this is big. I mean, now Aramis has a firing line here again. He's got 11 models. I mean, 11 of the Natty Boo Sharpshooters. That's no joke. That's pretty solid. Clan Rats with spears are here protecting as well. Looks like Aramis is able to get a Slinger core up. So these Storm Vermin probably not going to be able to make it in. I mean, they do have the shields, and Xiphos withdraws, knowing the game's pretty much over. Because the Doom Wheel can come in, it can run them over, tear out that force. He still has a Plague Priest. He has the Sharpshooters back online. Man, that was actually a really fun mirror match to cast. I know it's hard to follow. It certainly is, but it was still a very technical, fun game. And I really thought the Storm Vermin front line would be enough to kind of buckle these guys down, but the focus fire, the micro from Aramis with the Jezzails, and the late game tenacity to make sure to finish off those Rat Ogres on the periphery was game winning. It was game winning. Yeah, they're both. That was a great game. So Aramis is going to be going up 1-0 here in this best of 5, and we're going to be moving on to the next match here. So very well played, great armies. Either player could have won. I thought both armies were very viable, but it was just great play by both players. All right, so the next map we're going to be on is the Aramis Tower of Hoeth. All right, so we're going to switch to, I believe it's the Tower of Hoeth. So let's find out. Boom. Whoa, damn, when my line collapsed, I felt like I was regretting taking Jezzails, but they certainly paid off for him. They destroyed Icid, even though I had Skitter Leap. Yeah, it's very true. Very true. GG. Very, very well played. And now we're moving on to game 2. Falcon is playing after this. So Falcon is going to be facing off against Chief. Going to be a very, very fun game. Chief is a very, very nice guy and a very, very good player as well. So I believe Chief actually just won a big tournament as well. I think he won the one that was on Legend of Total Wars channel. So it's going to be really fun to see that. That's coming up next. And of course, Falcon is the returning champ of the Eternal Challenger League, coming back to defend his strap. So yeah, Aramis is saying, I'm surprised your Storm Vermin routed so easily. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. That's what everyone says about Storm Vermin. Like, Storm Vermin they break very, very easy. Aramis probably trained Skaven Mirrors since it's a pretty popular matchup these days. Yeah. Yeah, the summons, I think that Xiphos could use some summons for sure. That would have been pretty nice. All right. Just making some tweaks here to my settings, and let's see what they pick. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun day. We got some serious competition, guys. It's going to be ferocious, to say the least. And my apologies if the sound is a little bit weird. I'm just kind of like stretching my feet because I am using a standing desk now, so gotta move around, or else I'm just going to get all stiff. Nothing better than the neat life. Mommy's champagne and spaghetti for tea. What does that even mean, dude? Oh my god. Well, Falcon is going to be facing off against Chief in the winner of that series. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the bracket since we have a lot more people here now. So if we look at the Z brackets, let's go ahead and go down, and we're going to go to the Ecl Finals Bracket. So the winner of this series will go on to face El Halcon, who had a really, really decisive victory yesterday over Romulan. They were great games. And then the winner of Falcon and Chief will be going on to face Lotus Moon. And if you guys don't remember, in the ECL season, let me adjust the audio here real quick. ECL season 1, it was actually very similar. It was Falcon faced off against Lotus Moon in the semifinals, and it was a really good 2-1 series. So it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Could be a very, very reminiscent showdown between those two. But again, Chief is certainly up to the task. It's going to be good. Yes, storm vermin are muscular with bodies and tiny, tiny brains. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the Skaven way, isn't it? Yeah, I'm using a standing desk. I'll do a video maybe to show you guys. It's really nice, actually. So it looks like Xiphos is going to pick Wood Elves. And what is he going to ban, though, is the question. We'll see. We'll see. I'm quite eager to find out. I mean, Aramis could go with like a rush faction. I'm not sure what his main factions are. I mean, you could go in with Chaos. Norska has some pretty good tools with like Armored Skin Wolves and things like that. I definitely would pick like a blitzing faction, or if like Xiphos doesn't ban Bertonia, like just go in deep with the Bertonians. Bertonians are very, very good against Wood Elves. Yeah, so I got a standing desk. It was a pretty good investment. Like it's really nice. Like your feet do get tired, but they get more used to it as you use it. But like it doesn't affect my gameplay or anything like that. It's mainly just like my legs and calves getting a little bit tired after like long casts and things like that. I did a test stream last night with Magic the Gathering, and I was able to get through a 2-hour stream. So, Chapter, thank you for the 50 SEK. He says, loving the ECL so far. Let's hope for some great games tonight. Chapter, there's going to be a lot of good games. That first game was great, so there's only going to be more to come. Exploding Hamster did not play in this ECL. Exploding Hamster qualified for the ECL Season 1, but then he dropped a couple days before the finals. I guess he had some something else going on. I'm not really sure. Exploding Hamster is a great guy. He's very, very nice. I'd love to have him back. He's a solid guy, good caster. Although I don't understand his cast, but because I obviously don't speak the language. But yeah, I'd love to have Exploding Hamster back. But again, Chapter, thank you for the very generous donation, man. And here we go. So he picks Wood Elves and bans Tomb Kings and High Elves. Interestingly enough, so we're not seeing a ban on Bertonia. But maybe he knows what Aramis is good at. Maybe he doesn't fear the Bertonians from Aramis, but Bertonians are very, very good against Elves, for sure. The Knights are just so cost-effective. But Xiphos does have a bit of a kiting playstyle, so I think that we're going to see an aggressive pick here from Aramis. And we'll see what happens. So Aramis cannot play Skaven again, correct? Correct. And Bastion, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mess. I'm just gonna call you Bastion for now. Thank you for the donation. Oh, is that? Yeah, I was trying to see what your picture was. Thank you, Bastion, for the donation and the smiley face. Nice content. Thanks, man. Can you go back to the strategy screen? Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was sitting on the brackets for so long. Thank you guys for reminding me. All right, we're back. We are back from outer space. So Aramis says, looks like you got a nice build versus Bertonia. So maybe Xiphos is confident, and then Aramis comes in and is like, show it to me. Man, I love this. I love the banter between these two guys. So Xiphos allows this to happen. He has a double ban. We're doing a double ban since it's best of 5. To allow players to play factions that normally have some hard counters. But in this case, he's going for it. He's accepted the Grail quest here to hunt down these Wood Elves. Diedric Cat, thank you, man. I will. Yeah, Aristodamos, I agree. I think that Xiphos, of course, is an extremely good elf player and wood elf player. So if Aramis doesn't have like a really well-prepared and well-oiled build with Bertonia, and he's also good at them, it could be, problematic, of course. Just because it's a counter doesn't mean you can't win. It really does come down to the skill of the player. I mean, there are niche builds. So someone in chat says Xiphos beat Soothsayer's Bertonia. I mean, that is very, very impressive. So we're going to see if Aramis is able to go up 2-0 in this series. I mean, Xiphos on the ropes a little bit, not too bad. It is best of 5, so Aramis would have to have a 3-0 sweep to take the series, of course. Yeah, it's going to be Bertonia, but this is a great learning lesson. Like, a lot of people who play Wood Elves probably wondering, how do you beat Bertonia? Well, now you're going to see a very well-tuned build, but again, it's not just the build, it's the skill of the player, like I said. So there are going to be some goodies there. Xiphos says maybe, or I forgot to ban them again. Yeah, well, if he beat Soothsayer's Bertonia, then I'm pretty sure he's up to the task here. Xiphos needs to play on a forest. This is a forested map. Tower of Hoth has a ton of terrain here on the side. So, maybe that's why Xiphos was comfortable picking Wood Elves, because he does, of course, have like a huge forest on the side that he can deploy in, which hopefully Aramis is aware of that and doesn't like go too well on Cav, because if he does, then Xiphos can just sit with like a dragon shooting in the sky and he could just camp in the forest, which is very viable. I mean, it's you got to respect the maps. You got to respect the maps. That's a really good point you made. Hey, Tamontan, what's up? Hope you're doing well, man. Lady Turin is working on your journal. It's really good, man. It's really, really good. The Slanesh one, man, it is a masterclass. So she was painting on it for a couple hours the other night, making some steady progress. And thank you again for joining on the stream, man. Yeah, you see Lotus Moon makes a great point. You can camp the woods with some Way Watchers and just freaking turtle up. We already had a mirror. We had a mirror for freaking the rats in game 1. So we had Skaven on Skaven, which was pretty fun. But we'll see what happens here. Durthu Blob in the forest with like 5 Hawk Riders. Yeah, I mean, that's all viable. Hopefully Aramis is aware that we are in the Tower of Hoth. I mean, he can see it, obviously. So, yeah, that is a big variable. Like, if we were on pure open field, it would be a very different situation. But I would probably bring like a Helm's Deep build and just like turtle in the forest and just like shoot them with like a forest dragon or something and just like breath attacks and harass. And Hawk Riders are interesting because they actually have good AP so in melee. So if they like rear charge some Bertoni Knights that are like busy doing something, they can do some okay work. Also, you stomped my Skaven mirror win streak. Oh, that's what Xiphos says. All right, so we're ready up here. Let the players know I'm good to go. Tamonten. Yeah, it's looking really good. So Jordan, Lady Turin makes journals, like commissioned art journals that are based on Warhammer Fantasy or anything really that the people want. So she makes old Tombs of Sigmar and Slanesh journals and Wood Elves and all kinds of stuff. So basically, people just shoot her an email and she does commissions on those. It's a very nice gift, lovely stuff. She's very talented. Peasant Horde. I mean, yeah, you could go with like a Peasant Horde, just men at arms with shields if you want. Not even shields. I mean, just swarm. Oh man, I just had a huge sneeze, but I just barely muted the mic in time. That would have destroyed you guys. Oh, quick on the draw. The Spirit of Gorg says, love the content as always. Glad to catch a stream. Keep doing what you're doing. Much love from Vienna, Austria. Also, no 3-0 allowed today. Well, Spirit of Gorg, as always, thank you for your support. And I don't think we're going to have 3-0s. I really don't. I really don't. And the great Felcon himself here in chat, the champ of the Eternal Challenger League Season 1, returning to defend his strap. Yeah, Felcon, I agree. I would rather not watch a blob build, but you got to do what you got to do. This is a competitive tournament, and of course there are prizes on the line in the grand finals. So, you got to do what you got to do. Perhaps one of these guys will meet you in the finals. We'll find out. We will see. Yeah, the journals are really cool. We should do a showcase video on them. Although she's taking on pictures, but most of them we ship out right away. We shipped out a Sigmar journal yesterday, which was very cool. It has like the Empire heraldry on the front, and the back has the Hammer of Sigmar, like a handwritten letter from Karl Franz that she did with like frayed paper. It was really cool. All right, Brandon. I'll check it out on Twitter. I'll check it out. And let us go to the Twitter. Not seeing it yet. Oh, there it is. Hey, look at that. All right, so Brandon just made a really cool graphic here. Brandon C. he made an illustration that we can use as a screen blocker. So just to show you guys and to say thank you for the work, let's slap this bad boy up. I love it. Brandon, that is awesome, dude. So let's get your screen blocker up, and then I can actually look at the armies. So I can prepare. So check it out. So he just drew this, like just out of the blue. Isn't that cool? Check it out. Oh yeah, there we go. That's perfect. No, Anna's my wife's gonna love that. Skarsnik and Gobbler are like her favorite characters. Isn't that cool? Okay, don't crash on me. We're loading in. Perfect. Bear Wake, she does do Dawi journals, yes. She's done journals for pretty much like every faction. I think there's a couple. I don't think she's done like Tomb King's one yet, but yes. Aerocrastic, I don't believe played in these because I think he was pretty busy, I think, with some other life stuff, but hopefully we can get him in next season. Yeah, check it out. So Brandon just drew that. And I hopefully you're still here in chat, but yeah, we'll be using that screen blocker to in between games and whatnot. Blessed Gits, isn't that awesome? Great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, it's super cool. Very, very nice drawing. This guy's got schemes. Cabo Gits. So Aramis did counterpick the Wood Elves here a little bit, but Zyphos banned Tomb Kings, and I think the other one was like High Elves or something. Snuffleupagus says, a slice of for the Grand Poobah. Thank you, man, for the 5, Snuffleupagus. Critical Dozo says, it's 4:30 in the morning in Australia right now. What am I doing here? You are here watching the dankest of Warhammer streams. Yes. So Bear Wake, what we'll do for you is after this stream is over, I'll have Lady Turin put another post up in the community section with her email and everything. And yeah, you can message her from there. So we're here in the next match, game 2 between Aramis and Zyphos. Aramis up game 1, winning this Skaven mirror match, which apparently Zyphos said he had a substantial winning streak on. But, you know, coming in with some steel tricks. Oh, I love the Bertonians. And, you know, look at this. I like this army a lot from Aramis. It has like a really solid infantry corps, which, if there was like a forest turtle situation, would be very powerful. Yes. 1 second, guys. I just got to help my dogs real quick. Sounds like they're barking at something. All right, guys, I'm back. My apologies for that. Love how often you upload and your awesome commentary. It's great having a Turin video to watch every day. Thank you, man. Yeah, we go pretty deep. So, firstly, I'm sure this is what's really interesting here is this Wood Elf army. So it's going to be a Spellsinger, Lore of Life. Again, Wild Riders, a bunch of targets you're going to be wanting to heal, and triple Way Watchers. So the Way Watchers are more than capable of picking apart anything they focus down. Now, the Bertoni Knights are shielded. They have bronze shields, but the Way Watchers don't really care. They just hit so damn hard. So it's really going to be, you know, can Aramis get on top of these Way Watchers and shut them down? If so, he's basically going to win. On top of that, we got 3 Wild Riders, and looks like here in the back, War Dancers with Azurai Spears, Eternal Guard. Yeah, look at this. Just the Helm's Deep of the gods. War Dancers with Azurai Spears, Eternal Guard. Yeah, just a defensive pocket. I wonder if he's going to put the Way Watchers in the middle. He'll probably skirmish a little bit and then fall back inside of this box, but I mean, there's plenty of room for Aramis to surround him here, so it's a little bit tricky. And of course, there's Qingluan. But again, Lewin can be focused down, but Lewin does have the Lion's Shield. So if he gets hit with like Prevenoth Rema, he can pop that and give himself an additional 44% ward save against missiles. Way Watchers, Glade Lord with Prevenoth Rema. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. Pretty standard stuff. Yeah. The Wild Riders, I wonder what he's going to do with these guys. Probably just like hammer the Bertoni, you know, infantry and cav and things like that. But it's not going to be easy because Aramis does have a lot of cav of his own. He has Knights of the Realm and Grail Knights. So it looks like Grail Knights, Knights of the Realm. I could have sworn he had a couple more Knights. I think he had 4 in total was what I saw. Knights of the Realm, Grail Knights. Where is he hiding those? Is that it? That might be all the cav he has. On top of that, Aramis does have Qingluan, a bunch of Peasant Archers, which are actually pretty good here, focusing down the Wood Elf light armor. Battle Pilgrims, Men-at-Arms here in the front line. He does also have a Heavens Caster, which is pretty good. Wind Blast, very, very strong. And Lewin doesn't need babysitting with healing as much. Although healing is really, really good with Grail Knights. That's my only concern here, but the Wind Blast could be very good as well. Yeah, Archers and, you know, all kinds of nasty stuff there. And is he going to be able to shut down the Way Watchers? That's the question. Both players here just hanging out in the forest. Lewin up in the sky. I think Lewin is a really good pick here. And let's go ahead and show you guys. So if you haven't seen this, he does have an ability called the Lion's Shield. 44 plus the 15. It's pretty good missile resist for sure. So we'll see how it goes. Henry Baumeister, thank you so much for becoming a member here on the channel. Much appreciated. Thank you again, man. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Looks like campaign strategy against the AI. So Xiphos is going to be coming in with a massive Wild Rider hammer. I mean, I wonder if he's going to go in for a charge in the beginning. He's already in range. The Peasant Bowman with the pox arrows can, start shooting at these guys right away, which isn't going to do much. They do, of course, have shields on some of them. No, he only has shields in the middle group, so the Peasant Bowman can actually do really good damage here. Windblast is a really good answer against archer lines for sure. Against infantry lines, I mean, it's really good at tearing up Eternal Guard. I mean, the main reason he brings Windblast, I think, is just to Shrek the Eternal Guard. It'll, like, one-shot a group almost. Azrai Spears are a little bit more spread out, so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I was also scoring a win streak in the Skaven Mirrors, that's why, says Aramis. Yeah, I know. Removing the trees, like, when you zoom in on the trees, it does get rid of the foliage. If you look at the... Or is it? Yeah, you can like remove the foliage here somehow. Yeah, but like it still like isn't like then you have to get in there, and then by doing that you miss like other things on the battlefield. But it's okay, we'll make it work. And 20% from the Lady's Blessing. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. Let's take a look here. So he does have the Beloved Son of Bertonia and the Lady's Champion. And the Blessing of the Lady does give him 20% physical resist on top of that, which is really good. So, I mean, in total, he's going to be mitigating a massive amount of damage from the focus fire if he times his Lion Shield very well. Yeah, for some reason, I thought you were saying it gives physical resist, so it doesn't give arrow resist or missile. Yeah, you guys get the point. So the Wild Riders are going to be scouting out this Bertonian army, which it seems like Aramis is very privy to the Forest games. Oh man, though, this would be so juicy. Oh my god. So Xiphos going in with the Way Watchers here. And they're pretty detached from the main force. Now, what do we have back here? We have the Knights of the Realm for Aramis. We have the Grail Knights. Not that big of a cav army, really. It's mostly infantry focused, which I think is going to be better against like a box like this. And the Way Watchers are running back to the forest, but also, guys, you have to remember that the Way Watchers are also going to have to be shooting into the trees, which isn't going to be the most fun situation for them either. Look at these guys. They're just waiting to cheese something out. Oh, yeah. They're coming. Yeah, Vanguard deployment, hawkish precision. So the Glady's going to be taking some pot shots up at Qingluan, not making the best contact. And the Bertonians are like, you guys think you own the forest. Us peasants are coming to get in there, have some fun. Yeah, more Warcraft 3. That'll be happening soon. Don't you worry. So the Way Watchers are opening up their first volleys, and they're shooting at men-at-arms who are not shielded. So they are going to melt those guys very quickly. And it looks like, Xiphos has more cav, so if he micros effectively, he is going to be able to outmaneuver the Bertonian Knights. A big charge coming in. He does hammer the Battle Pilgrims plus the Men-at-Arms here, so that's really nice. And the Grail Knights and Knights of the Realm are a little bit out of position, and what Xiphos is going to do here is he's going to bait them out. He's going to Brave Enough Rama these Knights if they come out of the forest, and then he's just going to snipe them down. Like, if Aramis keeps chasing here, they're just going to get prayed and killed, like 100%. That would be my guess. Yeah, look at this. They're yep. Right on the money, baby. I still got it. And then suddenly the Knights of the Realm just get shreked into the Shadow Realm. So that was a beautiful bait and switch there by Xiphos. The Way Watchers do have stock, so I don't think Aramis knew they were there. And yeah, this is pretty much going to be like almost a one-shot of these guys. Oh, that's so much damage. Way Watchers are so good. So you can see here the Bertonian's going to be coming out of the forest now. Knights of the Realm really taking a beating here. And I mean, the Wild Riders are going to become really strong if there's no Bertonian cav to kind of stop them. I mean, they can run through Battle Pilgrims, they can run through Men-at-Arms. I mean, there are some Grail Knights back here, so it looks like, oh, he does have a second group of Knights of the Realm. It's just so hard to tell here in the forest. So he had 2 Knights of the Realm and 1 Grail Guardian, it looked like. Now, the Peasant Archers are going to be getting melted as well. Nasty, nasty stuff for sure. And the Bertonians are, like, pursuing. Pravenoth Rama is on cooldown, so there's something to be said about pursuing right now, maybe getting a little bit aggressive. But Xiphos is just, man, he is on point with this. Look at him. Just getting in position. So the Wild Riders are fanning out in like 3 or 4 directions here, and they're just going to be hammering in. And I don't know if Bertonia has the positioning nor the tools to kind of stop this. Qingluan probably countercharging here would be very good. The Lion Shield is active. I think it's a risk you have to take. The Archers are going to be shooting in, and it looks like they have fire arrows, so they get some decent damage. And Lewin gets over there, and he's able to pick off a couple Wild Riders as well. Does he? No, doesn't look like it. And it looks like the poison arrows are going to be coming in. Way Watcher is still kind of kiting back, but now the Bertonian onslaught has begun. And oftentimes Wood Elf games in this matchup will start like this, but it'll go better for Bertonia once they kind of corner them. But Qingluan up in the sky, just cackling and being the Lord of Bertonia. Just all smug up there. Pretty good start for sure, though. Bertonians are a little bit tattered in some areas. Knights of the Realm still have 44 models. Peasant archers are taking a lot of firepower, but remember, guys, a massive portion of this army for the Wood Elves is based on its ammunition. So once they use all their ammo here from the Way Watchers, it's going to be a substantially weaker army. But man, Xiphos with the timing charges, the Bertonians like are not able to keep up, and the Bertonian infantry are really getting hammered by the Wild Rider play, which is just masterful. I mean, Xiphos is doing such a good job here, which is great. And we got Jen saying, Turin coming in with the steel chair stream after a long, terrible day at customer service. I got you covered, man. I got you covered. So he's doing a really good job here with the Cav. Wild Riders still continuing to hammer down. You can see these poor peasants. Well, they're not peasants. They're literally getting punted into another dimension. And in the meantime, the peasants could normally cover them, but the Way Watchers are really picking apart the peasant line. But it looks like Aramis has had enough, and he's going to be charging in with like everything. So he's just getting aggressive now. You can see the Knights of the Realm, the Grail Guardians are pushing up the hill, but it is a hill situation, which isn't the best. And on top of that, there's no healing for Bertonia, so there's not going to be any, real buffing here on the Grail Knights and other troops. And man, the Grail Knights turned their back for 1 second. They lost their shields, and then they took a ton of damage. So here comes another charge here. You can see that the Bertonians have finally made it to the Wood Elf box here, but it looks like Xiphos isn't even going to need the rest of this army here, really. But I mean, Battle Pilgrims are going to be pretty obnoxious once they get in there. Grail Knights are like, screw this shit, we're charging in. Battle Pilgrims finally get into the Way Watchers here, and they're actually going to take out a couple on the impact, which is really good. And you can see the Wild Riders are going to charge in to intercept, but they're also going to be fighting Grail Knights and spears and things like that. And the Peasant Archers are now starting to unload some serious fire. Look at the Way Watchers getting melted by those Peasant Archers. Lewin comes in, he pops the Sword of Couronne, which is going to be very good. Pravenoth Rama going down on the Grail Knights here. There's only 12 of them, so I don't know if that was super necessary. Lewin taking a ton of firepower. So now Aramis needs to make this play now. He needs to pop the Lion's Shield, and he does. Okay, had he not done that, he might have just lost the game like outright, because Lewin would get focused down. But now he has that really good missile resist, and you can see he's not taking that much damage. So really, really good control there. Pretty good reaction. He literally took one volley before he reacted there, which is very, very important. Grail Knight's going to be charging up the hill, trying to get on the Way Watchers, and you can see the Battle Pilgrims and the rest of the Goon Squad going to be continuing to advance, and Xiphos is being backed into a corner a little bit, but his Way Watcher core is mainly intact, and oh, this is so bad. This is probably game right here. Xiphos gets some Wild Riders around the flank, and there are a couple very tattered Bertonian Knights back here that can help, but these Wild Riders are just going to lawnmower through all these Bertonian peasants. Like, this archer line in the back is going to be so compromised. A nice wind blast coming down from Aramis. Ooh, that was a really good wind blast. It does go down those Azurai spears as well as those Eternal Guard. I mean, Lewin could put this game on his back if he could snipe this Lord. And it looks like Lewin actually did some really good damage against the Glade Lord here. But oh man, this damsel is so out of position. I mean, I guess she's shutting down some Way Watchers, but she's going to get sniped so hard right here. Lewin needs to come in to give some threat saturation, I think. He needs to get in there and butter that bread. Oh, the firepower coming in. Lewin does not have the Lion's Shield right now, and he can't really land because the Wild Riders are here. There's no healing for the Bertonians either, aside from Lewin's natural healing. So right now, Aramis is just going in for the steel chair. He's just going to be trying to take out this Blade Lord, but that's going to be all she wrote. Man, what a masterclass in Wood Elf play here from Xiphos. That was just clean, efficient, and it was actually very fun to watch. Like, he was able to have some really good cycle charging with the Wild Riders, like just picking apart the high value targets. And now the Bertonian backline is just in shambles. Wind Blast coming down, which is going to do some okay work against Way Watchers. They're in a very loose formation, so it's not like as efficient as it is against like Blade Guard or things like that. And Qingluan is going to fall. His runes shall be smote upon the earth. As the Wood Elves do claim victory here this day. Man, that was a really good game though. That was very fun. And, Bertonia is considered by many to be like a super hard counter against Wood Elves, and we got to see a really good master class in how to deal with that, which was great. Yeah. That was some great stuff. So Xiphos is going to normalize the series. So guys, no 3-0s today. No 3-0s today. Well, maybe in the second match, but we'll find out. So very well played. I mean, both armies were great. Both armies were great. It was a good match. That was a nice match indeed. So well played, and the next match here is going to be... We shall go to the Alpine Ridge, which is actually a really fun map. I believe it's MP Alpine Ridge. Let us find it. MP Alpine Ridge. I hate Blue Reach River. That's probably my least favorite map, is Blue Reach River. I hate it so much. Like the forest camping opportunities there are just, ugh, it's horrible. So Alpine Ridge is the next map, and let us get our glorious screen blocker up. And again, thank you, man, for making that. And we're hanging out. That was really good Wild Rider play, yeah. That was really, really good. Way Watchers are really good. What a lot of people do against Wood Elves is they just... So, like, for example, if Aramis had like 2 Knights of the Realm and like 4 Knights Errant and like a Grail Guardian, that would have been much harder for Xiphos to handle. But he didn't have enough mobile pressure to kill the Way Watchers. The Way Watchers only had to deal with like 3 cav units, and they had 4 Wild Riders on top of that, so it was tricky as is. Misha, thank you so much for your help with all the links and everything. As always, much appreciated. Is Goblet supposed to be Italian Spartacus? No. I don't believe so. Falcon has not played yet. He's going to be playing next. He is in the next best of 5 against Chief, the leader of Clan BBB. It's going to be a ferocious one. I am very excited for that. I'm gonna go in the corner and do like some jumping jacks. So let's see. You guys can see this for now. So alternates. Zypho says it was a trap. That's what most Widow players do when caught off guard by Bertoni. I was tempted. Oh, he was expecting like it. So he was expecting a Jerthu Blob. Alpine Ridge. Oh. Alright, loosening up the legs, my friends. Bear with me. I'll be back in just a second. I'm doing some kung fu over here. Dropping bows. Yeah, he expected the blob, which is fair. But, you know, I guess it's the mind games, right? It's the mind games. I suppose there's never enough... Yeah, I do have a webcam. Yeah, I don't need it right now because we're looking at the chat and kind of waiting for the players to pick their armies. Oh, I can actually look at the armies here. Wait, no, they haven't picked their factions yet. It's Monten. Thank you for the 10, man. Let's get those likes going, people. 850 watching. Show some love for the channel. It's Monten. Thank you so much for the 10, man. Much appreciated. And, yeah, we got you covered, man. Do drop a like if you guys are enjoying the stream. So what do you guys think about this format? So what we've done is last time around, we had the ECL, all 8 players be like one grand tournament in one day. Now, the issue with that being is it's very long, of course. But secondly, when YouTube renders it after the fact, it often desyncs the audio if it's over like 4 hours long. So basically, we've split it up into 2 quarterfinals and a finals. Do you guys like this format? Is this something we should keep? I mean, I just wanted to get some feedback while we're here. Alpine Rush, says Zyphos. So Aramis is going to pick the Sons of Sigmar, who's going for the Empire. And let's see. Oh no, he's going for Greenskins. He's thinking about it. It's Aramis's pick here. He does get the double ban, so we're going to see what he bans out. I do have a green screen behind me. Yeah, I have a green screen right behind me. Yeah. Like, I could switch to it right now, but there's no point. No point at the moment, brother. Magnum Knights, you've missed a couple games. 2 very good games, actually. Today's stream, we're not having any technical difficulties, so that's nice. I definitely feel bad for the competitors in the last ECL. We had some very, very tough technical difficulties. One of our players, of course, as you guys saw on Tuesday, just there was like a storm that was knocking out his power and internet nonstop. So we had to restart the game so many times, and it was just really, really unfortunate. But, you know, what can you do? I mean, there's nothing you can really do. So we'll certainly get him back next season if he wants to. Yeah, you guys like the format? I think it's good. You get more of it, right? And also the players aren't in best of 3s. They're like in best of 5s now, which I think is like a better test of skill. You know, more consistency, things like that. Daniel Flores says, hey, Turin, first stream. Just wanted to say love the content. Thank you, man. Glad to have you here, Daniel. Babel Triumphant. Trebuchet to force the Elves out of the forest. I wouldn't say so, Babel Triumphant, because if they hide in the forest, a lot of the artillery pieces will be wasted on the trees. And plus, like, it's just, I mean, maybe? No, I probably wouldn't. I would probably just advance on them. I mean, basically, what Aramis needed to do to beat that build was have more cav. He went with a build that was designed to beat the Wood Elf Death Star, and as such, he yielded his pressure on the Way Watchers. So basically, it was just kind of a gamble he took. Diedric Cat says, Turin, love watching you come in with the steel chair in Magic Arena. Will there be more of those? Oh, 100%, dude. I love Magic, so there'll be more of that. All right, so Aramis says, I'll go Greenskins and ban Tomb Kings and Vampire Coast. Okay, so he bans Tomb Kings and Vampire Coast, and Zypho says, okay, so I haven't played Vampires for more than a year. but he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. The Vampire Count pick. Oh, man. I'm doing really well, King. Thanks for asking. Yeah. So the Grand Finals, everything in ECL is going to be best of 5. Otherwise, like, it could go really long. So, because basically, for the Grand Finals, it's going to be... This is 2 best of 5s, right? These streams, the quarterfinals, which is a lot of gameplay. However, the Grand Finals are going to be 4 best of 5s. So it's going to be like a long day of streaming, unless they're just 3-0s, which there's not going to be. These guys like are really high level. So, one-man boy band, thank you for the 10. the $10 donation. He says, huge break from Total War Warhammer 2, but I'm back. Welcome back, brother. I remember you. And again, thank you for your support. And here we are, dude. What is Zyphos going to pick? So right now it's greenskins for Aramis. Zyphos, I mean, there's plenty of good answers against greenskins, but he has banned Tomb Kings and Vampire Coast. Two very, very good picks here. And Zyphos coming in with the Mammoth Steel Chair. I love it. This is great. Zom Germs, I got my standing desk, but I haven't gotten the ergonomic mat yet. It'll be here on the 18th, so a couple days from now. And I have to admit, I'm really looking forward to getting that mat because my feet are already hurting just from standing here for an hour. Yes. The World Cup is going to be our next format. So starting probably in September, we're going to start the World Cup. So after this ECL concludes, we're going to be doing a nation-on-nation World Cup. So essentially, it's going to be a streaming format where we have players who have to play for their local country. They can't play for other countries. So we're not going that direction. And it's going to be great. It's going to be the streams. Team captains will nominate 3 players from their country for best of 5s or best of 3s. We're not really sure how that'll be yet, but it's going to be really fun. It'll be after ECL, though. I'm not going to get too into it now, but yeah. My lovely wife is here, hanging out. She can answer any questions about her journals. But Norska versus Greenskin, certainly very fun. It's a metal matchup. It's really a fun one, actually. Aramis picking away. Okay, he's methodically going through his army here. I like what we're seeing here. And Zyphos, yeah, it's good for us. I like it. I like the way it looks. My wrists are doing okay. Yeah. Zachary, I got you covered, man. You're 100% in, dude. Lotus come to Germany. We can make a kiting team. Oh man, that'd be funny. Yeah. So basically, each nation is going to have a team captain, and the team captain is going to be the one that decides which players go up each week. So ideally, they alternate, but they don't have to. I mean, because there's going to be some small teams that only have like 3 players, right? Maybe in the beginning we'll cap teams to like 5 players top, so they have like 3 main players and then like reserves kind of thing. But eventually we'll expand it outwards. It's a trial format, and whenever I try a new format, I like to make sure I relatively know everyone, just so efficient communication. I know they have good connections, they're good players, they put on good shows, things like that. Yeah, Rigson, Loopy, and Lotus Moon, Team Australia right there. You guys do have a nice Team Australia. Team Finland players contact me for a Tory meetup. There you go. There you go, Pounder. Get that team together, man. We'll get you in. We'll open with Finland versus Sweden. Well, not open with it, but it'll be one of the earlier matches. I'm playing on Team America. I will be playing in it because it's just going to be best of 3. So, and my Anna calling you out, Lotus, saying, "How could you? I hoped you'd play for the great Pierogi Empire." Team Poland certainly has some good players as well. Aramis is from Poland, and we'll probably put him up there to find some other folks. Team Canada, it's basically going to be whatever teams we can get at least like 5 players for, like 3 to 5 players. I'm not really sure. We'll have a team, but I'm looking to make sure that all of the people on each team have some tournament experience or can compete with tournament players. Because obviously we could put together players, get enough players, but I want them to be like tournament level so the games are fun to watch and competitive. So, hey, if they can get enough players and they can prove to me that they played in tournaments and things like that, then and they can compete, then yeah, so be it. Scotland gonna Highland charge from the woods and kilts. All right. Garland Green, thank you for the 100 SEK. Sadly missed the first 2 games. Damn archery competition, but love these streams. Garland, dude, go back and watch those. Like, we have downtime right now. I would go back and watch those. Well, I don't know. The live commentary is fun too, but it's they were goddamn amazing games. The series, we're still in the first series. They're best of 5, so it takes some time. I am 100% going to be looking for Asian teams. Yes, I'd love to have a Korea, China, anywhere in Asia, really. I mean, those are the ones that come to mind because they're very into RTS genre. But yeah, of course, man. Thailand, wherever. Russia will have Felcon. Yes, it will. France will be mostly, Zyphos, a lot of the ODM guys will be on France. But yeah. I'll make an announcement on who the team captains are and how to join and everything, and so you can contact your respective nation's team captain. And if you have trouble contacting them, you can just let me know, and I can. There's going to be. I'm thinking about the format. I'm organizing it now, so Spain. Oh yeah, Spain will be playing Chief for sure. I'm going to talk to Chief actually. He's playing today. He's the leader of Clan BBB, and he obviously has a lot of contacts with Spanish players. So I would love to. It would be an honor to have him in there. Team Korea would be a funny one. Yeah, they'd be good. Says Aerocrastic. Clan BB is from Spain. Yeah, so Chief, the gentleman who's playing Falcon today, you guys will see. He's very, very good. Could easily get a Spanish team together. King of the Dead is in, I think he's Belgian. Oh yeah, there will be Spain. There will be Spain, 100%. I'm going to try and get as many nations as I can and have it be like a big Swiss format. So like it's just going to be like a long running thing where like each nation plays like maybe like, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I have to figure it out. I mean, the Swiss is pretty long. If I can stream like 3 days a week and get it going, we could get through it pretty quick. No borrowing players, no. That's like, so what I loved about classic sports, you know, from an American perspective, is that I love the iconic visuals of like the early days of football and baseball, where like the players who played on the teams were from those places and they like fought and represented them with pride. But now it's like sports are just like hired guns. They're just like, you know, they're just wherever the hell pays them the most. And it kind of takes the spirit out of it for me. So for the World Cup, I want it to be like they're fighting for their nation, you know, and I think that's really fun. Matthew Smith, thank you for the 20 Canadian dollars. Finally able to catch a live stream. It's like having a Christmas early. Matthew, man, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So the format is going to be 3 best of 3s, I think. Like there'll be, so 6 players per stream, 3 best of 3s. And even if a nation wins like 2-0, for example, it's going to be, they still want to try and win the 3rd game, potentially. Or the other team does, because there's going to be tiebreakers. It's going to be a Swiss format, so wins and losses will matter in tiebreakers. It's basically going to be where you live. Yeah, like where you reside. Or like, I don't know, it's a little bit tricky though. I'm trying to avoid the whole mercenary player thing. I know, Aristodemus, you have a really good point. It's like I haven't ironed out. I know I want to do 3 best of 3 streams, but I'm not sure about like the duration of the tournament. Or we could do like a grand tournament where it's like bracketed, but yeah, the grand tournament. But then like you can only get 8 nations is the problem, unless you had like a massive, just big ass bracket, which could be fun for sure. Yeah, I have to iron out the format. But anyways, guys, back to the Eternal Challenger League. Although I'm very glad we're all hyped for the World Cup. So here we have Azag the Slaughter for Aramis, which is pretty good. Spirit Leech, really good against these Famir and other targets like that. He's a pretty good duelist himself. He can really snipe characters and casters very efficiently. On top of that, in the front, we got a couple Black Orcs. These guys are ready to go. Secondary line's going to be a couple big ins. Again, anti-large, always very useful against Skinwolves and Mammoths and things like that. On top of that, we got Orc Airboys, Rustiers, standard Greenskin firing line, Goblins on the flanks, and no nasty Skulkers, which I'm really surprised about. I feel like having that slow is very useful, but nonetheless, Goblin Big Boss, and he's got Forest Goblin Spider Riders and Death's Creepers. So nice army there for Aramis, and now for the forces of Xiphos. 1-1 here in the series. He's got 4 Marauders in the front line. Yeah, just chaff. Secondary line is going to be his more elite stuff, so he does have the Marauder Champions. And I think that the basic Marauders in the front are basically just going to be taking a wah beating, right, for the Dark Gods. Marauder Champions are a very good pick, very durable against all Greenskin infantry with the exception of Black Orcs. In the secondary line, he's got Famir Warriors, Miststalkers, Triple Famir, some light skirmishing with Horsemasters and Javelins, Horsemen on the flanks, Deathcaster, and Throg. Throg's good, though. I mean, if Throg is able to get his claws on top of Azag, he'll beat the brakes off him. But Azag does have the flying, of course, and poison, so he can pick those fights a little bit better than Throg can. Perhaps wait for Throg to get a little bit low in leadership, come in, go for that Alpha Strike, chase him off the map. So it's going to be very interesting. Both armies are very good. Famir are basically a counter against Black Orcs. Black Orcs are a counter against Champions. The Greenskins do have a better missile line, so that is going to be pertinent against the Famir. So there's plenty of stuff going on here. It's going to be good. So couple donations from Furion Newhook. Thank you for the 5, man. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. I don't see a message with that, but that's cool. And thank you, man. And Ben Goodman says 5 superior American dollars for the Great Total War International. Oh my God. Hopefully it doesn't become that. Come on, man. And also, guys, we have a donation coming in from Garland Green of $25 US on PayPal. Thank you so much, my friend. And yeah, and Henry Baumeister for becoming a patron as well. Thank you guys so much for your support. And now back to the action. Here we go. Showtime. It is showtime. Sorry, I'm just like adjusting this. Okay. So some light skirmishing going on. The Greenskins, of course, do have the Death's Creepers and the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Those guys are going to be coming in. Could do some cycle charging on the flank if they want, but I think Xiphos is going to be able to successfully use the Beast of Tashnar to screen those guys out. Over here, looks like Marauder Horsemasters and Horsemen are going to be used. Are they both Horsemasters? Yeah, they are. They're going to be able to screen out Azag. Azag only has 70 armor. He's not like super tanky, so the Horsemasters can't actually pepper him down, especially with some Spirit Leech support. So he has Spirit Leech and Doom and Darkness, it looks like. So Doom and Darkness is pretty good against Greenskins. You know, obviously gets rid of Frenzy, you know, just breaks units. I mean, it's just a good spell against low leadership factions. Horsemaster is getting a nice little volley here. You can see here that Xiphos is dropping some pretty good skirmishing. Aramis is probably going to be forced back here, so you can see he's pulling back here with Azag. And over here on the far side, you can see Death's Creepers and Forest Goblin Spider Riders are in a duel of fates here with the Horsemasters. Horsemasters, though, will do pretty well. I mean, they hit really hard. They have really, really good output. But it looks like the Greenskin Skirmishers are able to get a decent edge in that little duel there, able to poke down the Warhounds plus the Horsemasters. Every little inch counts here in these battles. On top of that, I really like that Aramis has some goblins like hidden over in the forest, so if there's like a big, wide, like kind of arcing flank, the goblins will be able to intercept that and potentially, do some work there. So, we will see. Up here in the sky, we have Azag waiting to strike, looking to go after the Horsemasters, and here, of course, we have the Death's Creepers and the Forest Goblin Spider Riders continuing to skirmish. But really, it's only a matter of time before the real fighting begins. Norskins are slowly advancing over the hill, feeling out the positioning of the Greenskins. We'll see how it goes. Azag hasn't dropped any Spirit Leeches, so no aggressive Spirit Leech play, really. And it looks like the Horsemaster is going to be getting some freebies against Blackworks. Blackworks do have 110 armor, and Horsemasters don't have the best AP, but it still adds up. You know, if he could pick off like 4 or 5 models, that actually makes a big difference in the big monster fight that's to come. So we will see how that goes. Death's Creepers and company still continuing to skirmish. Horsemaster is definitely taking a little bit of poke here, but obviously you can see Xiphos has really good control. He's able to dodge most of those attacks. I mean, both players are. Neither of them are really taking a lot of damage in the skirmishing game. Azag, though, taking a bit of work. I mean, he actually does take some javelins, and any damage you can do against Greenskin Lords is very, very pertinent because, again, not the best leadership on those lads, and on top of that, they have no way of healing. But neither does Norska. I mean, Throg does. Trolls can regenerate, of course, but they don't have any like hard healing mechanics like Earthblood or things like that. So that is something to be articulated here. Marauders are going to be pushing up here. Looks like the time for half measures is over, as the Norskin hordes are going to be pushing into the hill here, going after the Blackworks and company. And yeah, we're going to see how this goes. Blackworks here, taking a little bit of poke. They've lost about 300 HP and total life there. Not terribly devastating. But yeah, nice volley right there. The Greenskin Archer line able to shoot up with the Orc Airboys. And it seems like the Greenskins are getting a slight edge in the skirmishing game. The Norskins seem to be taking more damage overall. Yeah, because you can see just some light damage on the Spider Riders, a really, really light damage on the Blackworks. And now that the Greenskin Archers have scooted up, it's going to be really tough for the Horsemasters to get their value. But it's only a matter of time. I mean, like I said, Xiphos is marching his army over, and they're actually moving fast. So, he's hurrying, he's hustling. Again, he just wanted to kind of feel out his opponent, see if he gave any freebies, catch Aramis in like a bad situation or a slip up in micro, but Aramis not making too many mistakes here. Shaman Sorcerer of Death is going to be overcasting a Spirit Leech. So, overcasted Spirit Leech doesn't do more damage for anyone who's wondering. As a matter of fact, the Spirit Leech just gets extra range, so you're able to cast it from downtown. But Xiphos also accidentally nukes himself because when you overcast spells, there's a chance the Winds of Magic will hurt you, and it actually blows up his own Shaman Sorcerer, which isn't good because now that guy is just like a buttered target for the Spirit Leeches of Azag. Like Azag with 1 Spirit Leech plus a dive might even be able to actually take out that Shaman Sorcerer, which would be very, very good. So we'll see how that goes. Couple things in chat. Prisoner of Warhammer, thank you for becoming a sponsor here on the channel. It's been a while since I've seen you, man. Hope you're doing well. And D Bison says, tell us of, I have no idea how to say that, so hopefully Anna can cover me. I would mangle that horribly. So yeah, both players kind of just, on the edge of the attack rule for sure, but they're both doing it. They're both doing some light skirmishing, but the fighting's underway. I'm surprised the Greenskins, oh man, this is really actually punishing Xiphos here. Every time he goes with the overcast, he's actually nuking himself. I mean, it is paying off because Azag's at like half health, but man, I don't know. I do not know. It's probably worth it. Azag's a really high priority target for sure. So getting him down is pretty important here. Azag's coming in as well. You can tell he wants to drop a Spirit Leech here. But the Horsemasters from Xiphos are like, no, not in our house. They get in, they get a nice javelin shot. But look at that. Aramis dodges it. This is like the Matrix. It's like the Matrix. But Throg's coming in. Does he have the throw up? He does not. So he could potentially throw up here. But now, yeah, you can see it. Aramis is going to be like, all right, man, coming right back at you. Because he needs to get rid of the Shaman Sorcerer. Otherwise, he's going to get Spirit Leech the entire game. But very, very beautiful jukes for sure. We have a true standoff. A true standoff indeed. So up in the sky, another, oh my god, and he gets overcast nuked again. The Shaman Sorcerer is like almost dead, but so is Azag. I mean, I think that Xiphos Zyphos getting the edge here in terms of the casting trade. I mean, the Shaman Sorcerer, if it trades with Azag, that's really big. So Azag is going to have to Spirit Leech him and get him off the battlefield, but he can't push in easily. He'd have to overcast himself, which risks him being nuked. So Black Orcs and company will be fighting. The Troll Toll is about to be paid. You can see that Zyphos' Marauders and company are going to be coming in. Here we go. Looks like it's about to happen. No, they're pulling back. Black Orcs could advance, but I mean, I feel like Aramis has a pretty happy little position here. And he does overcast it, but he doesn't get nuked. So I believe it's a 50-50 chance. So it actually helps him out quite a bit. So Spirit Leech upgraded. Shaman Sorcerer's at 14 leadership. One more tick, probably. Nope, that's it. 370. So, I mean, he's in the danger zone for sure. Here come the Norskins. Yeah, the death magic is pretty funny. I mean, but another Spirit Leech coming down on Azag, and he doesn't nuke himself this time. That actually would have probably killed that Shaman Sorcerer, which would have been really funny. But yeah, Azag's going to have to be very conservative now. So the Black Orcs are going to be charging out to meet the onslaught of the Norskins. Black Orcs are a pretty good choice just in general. They're immune to Psych, and their AP is also pretty good against Fimir. Like, they can actually punch down Fimir relatively well. So the Fimir are going to be dogpiling on. No Wa yet. Very, very conservative play here from Aramis so far. I would probably pop it. Yeah, there it is. So the Wa's coming in. Black Orcs and the Biggins are going to be benefiting from the charge bonus there. And the Archers are actually tearing apart the Mistalkers relatively efficiently. Now, guys, also to mention that Aramis does have a second caster. He does have a Night Goblin Shaman, so if he does lose Azag for some reason, he's not going to... Oh, man. Aramis needs to get those Orc Airboys and finish off that Deathcaster, because he's just going to Spirit Leech Azag one more time. Like, deny that. 100% deny that. So here on the flank, you can see the Orc Biggins are holding back Throg, which is actually a really good engagement for them. And the Mistalkers are just getting nuked, just taken to Pound Town. Look at that. Those guys just got eradicated by that Greenskin missile line. But now you can see Zyphos is going to be coming into the flank with his own Cav force. Horse Master's coming in. Goblins partially intercept, but it looks like there is going to be some pressure here on the Rusty Errors. But Aramis does have some Goblins in reserve who can easily kind of swarm in and probably fend those guys off if he reacts quick enough. Throg's causing some problems for sure, but the Biggins, of course, anti-large specialists, and Throg are breathing some lovely ice breath there on those Biggins. But the Biggins are in a good situation. I mean, this is where they want to fight. I mean, it's not good in terms of their health, but they're fighting an appropriate target, which is nice. Aramis is going to be falling back with his last layer of defense here. The Orc Airboy is trying to pull back. Throg hot in pursuit, though. Man, getting a pounding club right there on those guys. The Greenskins, in the meantime, have collapsed the flank over here for the Norskins. And in the back, the Goblin Big Boss was able to get in there. Oh, this is so good. So Aramis is going to be using the Force Goblin Spider Riders to make sure the caster doesn't come back. And on top of that, Aramis is going to be using the Goblin Big Boss to go after the Fimir Warriors to make sure they don't come back. Beautiful play so far. Black Orcs in the front line, a little bit surrounded, but for the most part, they should win this engagement pretty handily. And Orc Airboys actually aren't pushovers in terms of combat, so they are able to put some hurt on the Hounds here. But the Norskins still have healthy Throg, and on top of that, they're going to be dogpiling into this back line. So there are some aspects of the battle that are going very well for Zyphos and Norskins. Very, very good play by both players. This has been a very, very technical game for sure. So up here, the Fimir Warriors are at a full 12 models here. The Black Orcs here in good shape. Azag is very beat up. But it looks like, yeah, Azag could go take out these Fimir Warriors as well. That would actually be really good. They're shaken. They have 28 leadership, so like one Spirit Leech plus a rear charge on those guys would be like a guaranteed break. The Deathcaster is also pretty much 100% dead. The Goblin Big Boss is going to be needed back in the battle as well, though, so he probably doesn't want to linger over there for too long. So Greenskins do have the mobile advantage. They have the Forest Goblin Spider Riders that are still in pretty good shape, and I believe he has another group, the Death's Creepers, somewhere lurking around. Looks like they might be over here. Yeah, they're pretty much hiding and just trying to pick things apart. Throg is, he's paying the troll toll here. He's fighting goblins and Death's Creepers, which isn't the best situation for him. He's going to be kind of pinned in there for a while the rest of the fighting goes on. And you can see here the Forest Goblin Spider Riders were attacking the Javelins, but now you can see that the Fimir are coming back. They don't want any of that, which is pretty smart. So Azag, I think, would be very well suited to come in and maybe finish off these Fimir Warriors, but looks like he might go over here instead and try and break this pocket. Champions and Marauders are breaking to the Black Orcs, and the Black Orcs are going to be a very tough late game menace. I mean, they are immune to Psych, so you basically just have to break them, just straight up raw dog those guys. So very, very close fight. It's these two players very, very evenly matched here. You can see the Marauder Horse Masters are going to be going to chase off Rusty Errors, so very good play there from Zyphos, making sure to finish off this high priority target, to say the least. Rusty Errors can do a ton of work against this Fimir. Balance like dead even though. Nobody is in a clear state of advantage. I mean, Throg is going to keep healing. He is a menace. The Night Goblin Shaman is somehow able to win against the Beast of Tashnar and this Goon Squad here. Great stuff. So that means there's still some ample casting online, but I don't know. We'll see how much Spirit Leech action is left on Azag. The Black Orcs are now going to be breaking through that they won that pocket over there on that fringe part of the battlefield. They're going to be chasing down Hunters. Hunters are obviously okay in melee combat, but Black Orcs are going to be crumping some gets, to say the least. But they're very slow, so the Hunters can actually outrun them. They have 35 speed against the 28 of Black Orcs. Fist of Gork or Sneaky Stabbing going down. On the Goblins here, the AP Gloonies, which will probably actually help them defeat these Marauder Champions. I mean, 36 models against 32? I don't know. Champions might still win that, despite that buff. So the Black Orcs, like I said, are really going to be the breadwinner here for this force. Marauder Horsemen coming in. Orc Airboys are going to be shut down. Biggins here are being kited by the Horse Masters, and it looks like Zyphos coming in with a fat charge. If the Biggins can survive the initial shock of that, they might be able to kick back some damage. They're wavering, 0 leadership, -7. Are they going to stabilize? -4. And they're broken, so Zyphos with a really beautiful countercharge over here. Able to break those the Biggins. Very, very valuable stuff. Black Orcs and company are going to be coming in to meet Throg in the Pound Town fight. Goblin Shaman actually gets taken out by something. I'm not really sure. Maybe he was fighting for too long against the champions. Some Orc Archers have come back online, which is pretty big. I mean, any missile attacks against the Famir or those other targets is going to be extremely clutch. Black Orcs are actually wavering. 16 leadership. They're kind of shaking, going up and down here. Throg is taking pretty incremental damage. And if we look on the periphery, though, something that is really, really good for Aramis is the fact that he still has Azag, and he still does also have the Goblin Big Boss. So the Goblin Big Boss is full health. Azag is pretty beat up, but again, with good alpha strikes and timing, Azag, for example, could come kill these like Marauder Hunters, right? But it looks like Zyphos is aware of this. Zyphos is going to be screening out, getting the Hunters in position. So if Azag does come in, they're going to be able to turn and shoot him. Hopefully he reacts quick enough. However, for the Norskins, this is really good. Zyphos here breaking the Black Orc pocket. And now there's just some lonely gits fighting. These goblins here having to hold back this tide of Famir and other elite troops. And Zyphos is relentless too with his micro here on the Marauder Horsemasters. So these guys are just sweeping in, doing a lot of good work. Oh, a Vindictive Glare going down. And it does some okay damage against Throg Daddy. Throg is 2.k, or 2.6 I think, 2.8. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Yeah, the Goblins are doing some work this time. Black Orcs here, there's still 10 models here. Night Goblin Shaman, not the best combatant, but the Horsemasters have been really good. I mean, he's been able to really just kind of harass and get value out of these very tattered units. The Goblins are still fighting, and somehow they actually break those Marauders. I mean, you know, Throg and his Famir stand alone. I think Aramis maybe has a slight edge in this engagement because he does, of course, have Azag and a Goblin Big Boss. But Throg is regenerating, so every second Throg is not like, you know, being pressured or taking damage. He's going to be getting to that sweet, sweet healing cap, which is pretty important stuff. So we got some Goblins here. Goblin Big Boss, I think he needs to find a way to break these Famir and then just isolate Throg with like a bunch of mobbing units. But I don't know, guys. I can't call a victor here. I can't say who I think is going to win this. It's very close. I mean, these two players, this is one of the most... this is the first best of 5. Yeah, this has been a great stream so far. So here you can see Azag's going to be swooping down, picking off some of these Marauders, which is a good choice with the support of the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. So both players basically doing the same thing, just kind of methodically breaking the scraps of the other player's army. Over here you can see that Zyphos has kind of secured this part of the battlefield, and Aramis over here has secured this aspect of the battle. Oh man, if he can get those Orc Airboys back, that would be huge. So these Orc Airboys going to be shooting in. Black Orcs going to be taking a bit of a charge here from the Horse Masters. And the Black Orcs will probably endure that relatively well. Should be able to get a couple kills in the outro. Nope, Zypho's very, very quick on his reaction there. And he collapses into the Orc Airboys, which is huge. And now Throg and the Famir are going to come in now that the missile support's offline. And Zypho sees Orc Airboys coming back in, and he's going to make sure they don't come back. So it looks like the Goblin is going to be casting Vindictive Glare, and pretty good contact. Takes Throg down to 2.7 from about 3k. And the Spider Rider is going to be really nice here because they'll finally be able to trap these Horse Masters with the support of the Goblin Big Boss. And Azag's probably thinking about where he wants to go. It's very risky. If Azag takes like one hit from Throg, that's going to be like game losses for him. We have some Biggins and Spider Riders coming back in, which are going to finish off the Marauders over here. Those Marauder Horsemen probably, or Hunters, excuse me. Probably going to be going offline right now, which is going to be trouble for them. But the Greenskins with that Goblin Big Boss, and it looks like the Horsemen getting a little bit tattered, but oh, Throg's here. This guy's going to be taking a beating. This damage is going to be bad. Look at the little Goblin. It's like Mini-Me from Austin Powers. He's going to be running. Oh, but he gets away. This is Aramis with the great block up. Oh, and this is the Alpha Strike I was talking about. And Throg gets brought down by the steel chair of Azag the Slaughterer. Outstanding timing there. He baited with the Goblin. He takes out... That's game. Because now what's going to happen is Throg is going to break, and he has a natural break too. So he's just going to get chased off. Like, he could use anything to chase him off here. And the Famir don't have the best leadership, especially without Throg nearby. And there he goes, and Aramis takes the victory. Man, what a game. What a game. And yes, we do have 1,000 people in here, so you guys should definitely drop a like. If we only have 239 or 93, come on, guys. Show some love. All right, guys. Here we go. Glorious stuff. Very, very well played to both players. Outstanding armies. Clean play. And that is going to be 2-1 for Aramis. Now, this is best of 5. Zyphos on the ropes. If Aramis wins this, that's a 3-1 victory. And yes, we still have another fat, angry best of 5 after this, which is going to be great. I'm very, very excited for that. All right. So let us go here. That was a great one. Oh, my goodness. Let's get that sweet, sweet screen blocker, which was designed by one of our very own here. And prepare for the next game. I got a couple messages here. And All right, excellent. So the next map for this is going to be Schwarzhofen. So let's go ahead and switch it so the players can pick their armies adequately. Where art thou? I know my alphabet, kind of. Boom. Zypho says, my stupid shaman kept exploding himself, and yes, so that was unfortunate. Azag only got overcast once. Reminding the players it's best of 5, so they don't leave like that like it often happens. Close match for sure, I agree. That was a really fun one. It was very well played. Oh. Stretching the legs out a little bit. Smote says, that evil hack, seeing as he read the reply, do I have permission to donate without you trying to give me free stuff? Smote, thank you, man. Oh man, this is getting heated. I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive the 3-hour stream at the standing desk. Because it's my second day using it, and I don't have an ergo mat yet, so... Oh, man. Oh. 1,000 people. What a day. You know, and it's a bit of a downtime, right, for Warhammer right now in between content, so it's always great when we can see these kind of numbers supporting the community. Yeah. Aramis up 2-1 against Zyphos. I don't stream on Twitch, but I've always loved the YouTube community, and I don't like restreaming because I don't like missing chat from one. Like, if there's people on Twitch watching, it's a little bit hard to follow 2 chats at once, so I prefer to just be, like, kind of centralized. Yeah, and the YouTube community's been great to me, so I like to stream here. Yeah. It is good indeed. You got 3 miscasts. At least the damage Azag received was pretty decent. Rip Mistalkers, they got trashed. Yeah, they did. Those Mistalkers got pounded. So the banter hath passed, and the players are now going to be deciding on their next factions here. Julian Spaggy, take care. We'll have to go, but thank you for streaming this tourney. Thank you for joining, man. Yeah, I need to do some squats, right? Oh. What's going on? Are there other people streaming? Oh. I have no idea. 5 a.m. now for Lotus Moon. Yeah, the people on YouTube are just so friendly. I don't know. I've had a couple bad experiences with people just, you know, being negative and whatnot, but that's just life in general. Like, you kind of have to have thick skin to do this kind of stuff. Like, you guys wouldn't believe. Like, you obviously don't see it being on your end of things, but I literally receive, like, messages that are just so vile sometimes. I'm just like, why? Like, what? You know? It's crazy, some of those messages. But, yeah, I mean, it's a very vocal minority. Not even vocal. A very, very substantial minority, for sure. But, oh, Garland, dude, I would love some coffee right now. I'm not drinking it, though, because coffee makes my wrist hurt more, actually. Oh, God, I want some coffee. If CA added a steel chair as a magic item, I would be so very happy. Wrassle. So, Zyphos is, of course, an elf player, so he's going to go High Elves and banning Vampirates, which is interesting. I feel like High Elves have a good matchup there. So he bans Vampirates and Norska. So Aramis is on the pick here, so Aramis, of course, has to pick into that. I mean, there's plenty of options here. I mean, there's a lot of factions open, so... You can't play the same faction twice. Silva Stomp, I am a diehard MMA fan. I follow MMA very closely, and that's one of the other things I thought about starting channels for, was doing MMA breakdowns and casting, actually. I'd love to do like what Joe Rogan does. Oh my god. God, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I love MMA. Yeah, Marshall, it's very true, for sure. I mean, a lot of it happens on ladder, too. Like, I'll play someone who, you know, doesn't have the best attitude, and I'll get some nasty messages afterwards. I'm not sure. I just noticed that when I drink coffee, or caffeine in general, it makes my wrist problem worse. So I stopped drinking it, which sucks because it's like one of my favorite things. The stone tablet is the Warhammer equivalent of the steel chair. Yeah, the one that Tanwin has. That's a very, very, very fair analysis. Oh, Lizardmen versus High Elves. This is a fun matchup. Oh, I'm hyped for this one. I'm hyped for this. This is going to be great. Zyphos is such a good High Elf player, too. I don't know if I've seen Aramis play Lizards. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Posturing. Yeah, there's a huge MMA fight this weekend. Like, even for people who aren't fans, I would recommend this, like, weekend's UFC. We got Daniel Cormier facing off against Stipe Miocic. Oh, that's going to be so good. But anyways, I don't want to go into a rant about MMA. Ninja, the fake Ninja Hunt saying, I prefer to encourage negative attitudes. I know, Aristodamos. Like, if I'm on vacation with Anna and we're, like, you know, like traveling or something, I'll drink coffee. Because if I know I don't have to work. Prisoner of Warhammer with the 1,000 rubles says, hey man, happy. Oh, I thought you said happy birthday for a second. I finally caught a live stream. Your videos are awesome. ECL is the best thing that ever happened to the Warhammer Total War community. Please keep the competitiveness coming. I will, man. And the thing about me, that is indeed a thick donation. I'm kind of like, I think 1,000 rubles is, let's see, is $15. Yeah, thank you, man. That's awesome. I have like a strangely addictive personality when it comes to doing the same thing over and over. Like, I don't get addicted to like substances or like, you know, alcohol or anything like that. But when it comes to like gaming, like I can play the same game every day for like years and not get bored of it. So like it works very well for what we're doing here. Because I see a lot of YouTubers get like burned out or get tired of a game they're covering and their channel starts to, you know, kind of the quality lessens because of that, right? But like I just don't feel that. Like I don't burn out. It's weird. I mean, I may burn out on working a lot, but I won't burn out on the game. Like easily. It takes a lot. A lot. Oh my god. Lothar and Seaguard are okay in this matchup, but Lizardmen, I mean, they have shielded Saurus, shielded Skinks, they have armored big targets. Lothar and Seaguard, I don't think are a great pick in this matchup. I mean, yes, they do have the bonus for large spears, but they're basically just like spearmen. Like, and spearmen, you know, aren't the best here, I don't think. I think going with white lines in the front is pretty good. Like 4 of those guys. White lines are good against Saurus and Temple Guard. I think bolt throwers are actually pretty good. Just like 1 or 2 of the Ecl bolt throwers to sit in the back and just kind of shoot at the high value targets. They're easier to protect than like other things that can be wind blasted, right? So, oh, we got to get the screen blocker up. Hold on. Oh, it's already up. Cool, so I can look at the armies. Saurus Old Blood, perhaps, is a decent choice. The Horn of Kygor. Warcraft 3 Reforged. Oh man, I'm going to go deep in that. And for Warcraft 3 Reforged, I'll be hosting tournaments as well. So you guys will be in for all the goodies there. Mr. Picot, love the content and the lizard people. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have you. It is a pleasure. We'll be covering a lot of Warcraft 3 Reforged when that comes out. Probably we'll be having intermittent coverage of Magic the Gathering because that is one of my passions. And eventually we'll get into more Warhammer 40k coverage as it pertains to gameplay. Not as much lore, that's not my thing. But we'll be doing like gameplay and battle reports eventually and whatnot. So it's just really hard to do the battle reports for 40k because I don't have a good lighting situation. It's like really dimly lit in my living room, so I've like it always looks grainy and crappy when I do test films and stuff. Yeah, I know, Prisoner of Warhammer, you have those sweet emojis. So yeah, High Elves, they have some good options here. Dinos, I mean, I think this is a really great matchup. It's going to be really fun. And I can see the builds right now. I can tell you already, you guys are going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. This is going to be a lot of fun. Great stuff. Looks like the players are just about ready. Cheramis says, don't worry, you were okay as Wood Elves and countered Bertonia. You shall be all right now as well, says Cheramis. Look at that. Good sportsmanship. These guys are great. Anna, I love that comment, Anna. That actually just made me laugh out loud so hard. Oh my god, that was really funny, Anna. Tabletop 40k stream? Yeah, probably. I don't know if I have the... Because basically, I was talking... A lot of you guys probably know... Hey, Sarmation, what's up? A lot of you guys probably know Winter's SEO. So Winter's SEO is like probably my favorite Warhammer 40k channel for battle reports. He just has that like soothing voice and like it's very pleasant to watch. He's not like yelling loud and it's just... It's nice. So I messaged him and I was like, hey man, like your videos look really good. What do you use? Like what kind of a camera are you operating with? He's like, yeah, I just use my cell phone. Like I have a newer cell phone. It's like a nice one and it has a good camera. I'm like, holy shit. So, and my phone is from 2011. It's old as hell. It's broken. Here, you guys want to see my phone? Do I even have it in here? I don't think so. It's a real piece of shit. Hold on. It's like an old iPhone that I got as a graduation gift from college like almost 10 years ago. Here, I'll show you guys. Let us go here. Yeah, so this is my phone. It's like, it's just like so destroyed. There's like pieces coming out of it, and just like, I'm pretty stingy. So, oh man, I'm like green screening into the shadow realm right now. So, I'll probably get a new phone next time I get paid from YouTube, and then I'll film battle reports with that. Yeah, Winters is great. He's really nice too. Like, I would love to play with that guy. But I play in a competitive 40K league, so I have a lot of guys down here in Los Angeles who are really good players, very competitive, but they also have badass armies. So I'll be able to just hit them up and we can get them on the channel and everything, and it'll be really fun. I know, my phone's really old. Like, only one of the speakers work. So I can like barely hear people that are talking to me. I'm a big fan of the Tyrion pick here as well. A big fan. I think Tyrion is really good at gooning dinosaur characters, and he's strong enough to fight single entities. Heart of Avalorn can be pretty good as well. It's a fun item. So we could see a Tyrion pick. I think that could be pretty good for Xiphos. But again, the Pigeon Queen is just so good. Her healing is just insane. So it's hard to justify it. Turin looking like he got snapped by Thanos. Oh, let's do some squats here. Get those legs going. Yeah, you guys like my phone? You guys like that? I play Black Legion. So after this game, I'll go get my Abaddon model I want to show you guys. And I'll show you guys a couple models. I need a phone that has a really good camera though, so I can film battle reports with it. Because like I have a handheld camera, but I feel like phones, like my handheld camera is from 2014. So I feel like a new phone from 2019 would just be objectively better in terms of the camera and like easier to handle. I'll like tape it to my head or something. Tyrion and Noble's really good. Absolutely. I had a really good battle versus King of the Dead the other day, and I used Tyrion and a Noble to great effect. You guys will be seeing that. I can do Slav squats so well. My heels are perfectly flat. Perfectly flat. Yes. So I'm ready to go. Players, obviously there's a lot at stake, so just bear with us in between games, guys, because, obviously the players want to make sure they get their armies right. Garland Green, so the armies I play are Black Legion, Death Guard, and Thousand Sons. I mix them together, like always. Indiana Jones, what's to put Turin's phone in the museum? Oh, dude, it's old. Yeah, Death Guard are really fun, man. Yeah, Emperor's Children just have no support, so they're just kind of terrible, to be honest. Like, you're just nerfing yourself. Death Guard are pretty good. Solo Death Guard, not as competitive, but if you mix Death Guard with other factions to compensate for their weaknesses, they can become very strong. Like, Death Guard make a great mechanized screen with, like, Plague Burst Crawlers and Blightlord Terminators. Because Death Guard have a lot of crappy units. Like, Plague Marines suck. Poxwalkers are, like, one of the worst units in the game as far as troop choices. Typhus is overcosted, but Demon Princes of Nurgle, Plague Burst Crawlers, Blightlord Terminators, and Foul Blightspawn are super good. So if you just mix them into other armies, you can get some really good value. So currently we have probably $300 to $400 in prizes. It depends, because basically what I do is at the I look at the donations and give a percentage as well on top of what I'm already giving out of my pocket. So it'll be $300 to $400 plus a gaming mouse. I have like a gaming mouse I'm giving away to the first place winner as well. So I'll show you guys. Hold on. So the gaming mouse is yeah. So I have this first place. Oh my god, you guys can't even see this. Wow, that's not even green. Why is it getting green screened out? Well, it's like a nice Logitech gaming mouse. Whatever. I'm getting Thanos here. So yeah, that's gonna be the lighting like changed since I started the stream. So technically I should like adjust it, but whatever. All right. So Xiphos is ready. Charamis is ready, and here we go. It's game time. Yeah, Charamis is from Poland. Correct. Correct. All right, guys. Thanks again so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon, night, morning, 5 a.m. if you're in Australia, perhaps. I appreciate having you all here. And here we are with Game 4. What a series. So Charamis is up 2-1. If he wins this, the match shall be concluded between them, and then we'll go on to see Falcon versus Chief. But again, if Xiphos wins this, then we're just going to be going in balls deep to Game 5. Game 5. It is going to be intense. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I know, it's game time. I'm hyped. Silverhelms against Lizardmen are okay-ish. I don't think they're a good choice because I feel like Colden Riders are somewhat common and they basically just dump on Silverhelm's face. So, I don't know about the Silverhelm pick, to be honest. I think Dragon Princes are a little bit better because at least they're more durable and they can fight Elite Cav, especially with a little bit of healing support. So I feel like Dragon Princes are just objectively a better pick. Silverhelms are good in matchups like against Skaven and where you don't need to respect like Cav that can punish them, like against Beastmen, things like that. I will not forget the blocker. Here you go. Here we go. Black Phillip, he needs that mouse. Don't worry, Face Kid, I got you. Some delicious water as always. Delicious as always. Don't worry. And again, big thanks for the screen blocker, man. It's really nice. No, I didn't forget. Yeah, the chat's delayed like 20 seconds, so it's a little bit of a funny thing. So, for the armies of the Dinos, here we have a Bastillodon with the Solar Engine. 2 of them! And the Bastillodons are pretty good against Sisters of Averlorn builds because they outrange them and they can really burn down light armor relatively effectively. So these guys can certainly do some work, but against bolt throwers, they're not as good. But there are some Sisters and lightly armored targets for them to shoot down. However, Xiphos with a very solid pick of double Eagle Claw bolt throwers. So they are going to be taking incremental steady damage over the course of the whole game. On top of that, we have Skink cohorts. We have the Legion of Chaqua, which actually, I would actually really like to see Charamis leave the Legion with the Bastillodons to give them that sweet missile resist initially. On top of that, we got Temple Guard and Skinks in the front line mixed in with Saurus. Saurus Old Blood with the Horn of Kygor. And yeah, a great little Lizardman army. Laser Dinos all day. All day. Baby, it's going to be good and tasty. On top of that, for the High Elves, we have Tyrion, we have a Mage of Life, and what else is going on here? Earthblood, and it looks like there's going to be a Noble as well with Anti-Large, Armor Piercing. Ready to go after some of the big dinos. Spearmen in the front line just going to be taking a beating, of course, but once they do fall, they have the support of the Dragon Princes and Cycle Charging in the back because Charamis isn't really going to be contesting the mobile game very much, so the Dragon Princes will have impunity for the most part. Granted, there are elite troops here. There's going to be some Temple Guard mixed in. One group of Sisters of Averlorn, and I like that he didn't go too all in on these because what happens if you go too all in on the Sisters of Averlorn is that they get blasted by Wind Blast, and it just like one-shots them, and you're losing like 800 gold per Wind Blast, which really sucks. So this is a great little force here. The Mage of Life, Noble, and it looks like it's going to be Big Papa Tyrion coming in with the Heart of Averlorn and Sunfang. Awesome. This is going to be a fun game. Jason Denny, thank you for the donation of the 1999. Come on, guys. Let's get some more likes. Correct. Thank you so much. Yeah, somebody told me that Ninja Hun got permanently banned from Twitch. Do you guys know what it was for? I'm actually kind of curious. We need some more drama in our community. There's not enough. All right. So as far as predictions go, I think the bolt throwers are going to be super good against Bastillodons. That's going to be pretty clutch. And the Sisters obviously very good as well. But the Bastillodons are basically a natural counter against the Sisters. They outrange them, like I said. They burn up lightly armored targets. They can do pretty well against armor as well. I mean, if they're shooting like Phoenix Guard or Spearmen. But he's probably going to focus on the Sisters right away because if he takes out one Sister, that at least pays for one Bastillodon. And the bolt throwers don't do like massive burst damage. So it's going to take him time to really take out those big dinosaurs. So Tyrion's coming. I think Tyrion's a really good choice for Slizzard. It's not arguably. I think Alariel's a little bit better, but I think that she's certainly, or he's certainly very viable. Tyrion, because Tyrion is like, he'll beat the brakes off this Saurus Old Blood for sure, and if he's able to get his paws on the Bastillodons, he'll take them out as well. Sunfang is good at roasting Skinks and Saurus, relatively speaking, so there's value. I don't actually want drama. Oh, okay. He got banned for saying something racist. Ah, well, there goes that, huh? There goes that. So over here, you can see the Saurus Old Bloods and company are coming in. And yeah, he's got the Horn of Kygor, Amulet of Itzel, which makes him a pretty powerful duelist. Krokar does have anti-large, but the Saurus Old Blood does not have it on foot, whereas Krokar does. But the Horn of Kygor is really good, especially with Temple Guard. And the Star Chamber Guardians here are going to be very powerful. They do magic damage, so against the physical resist of the Phoenix Guard plus the Dragon Princes, they're a super solid pick. And the Laser Dinos will be in range relatively soon. The Bolt Throwers are going to get the jump on them, of course, and you can see, what are they going to be shooting? They have to go after Bastillodons, I would imagine. No, they're shooting Star Chamber Guardians, which is fair play. I mean, that's a really important pick to take out as well. So I respect that. I think that's good. I think that's really good. So right here you can see the Bastillodons with the solar engines going to be scooting their lazy butts forward. Probably going to be opening up here on just whatever they can hit at first. But they don't have the most ammo. So with the laser dinos, you typically want to make sure to, like, you know, shoot the right targets. And now they're getting focused. So I think we need to see the Legion of Chaqua use their shield, or their whatever it's called, their buff, their missile resist here on the Bastillodons right now, because they're going to start getting hammered pretty good. Sisters probably going to get focused. Zyphos has put them in a wide formation so they don't take as much damage, and he's actually pulling them back, so that's some good, smart play. Like, he's just going to bring them in later when he needs to, and Dragon Princes in the meantime are going to be just getting a fat, chubby charge here on these skinks, probably on the flank. We'll find out about that, but the Dino front line is easily going to beat up this Elf front line. Windblasts are going to be devastating against Spearmen, like devastating. And it looks like he's actually opting to go after the Star Chamber Guardians. Interesting. Now, the Bastillodons haven't really shot yet. He's being very, very, like, careful with them. I think maybe actually shooting the Mage of Life wouldn't be bad either. Like, 1 or 2 pops on that 15 armor, but no, he's going after the Dragon Princes, which, I mean, Dragon Princes have fire resist, like, heavy, so I think that's a mistake because they do fire damage. So yeah, he does not want to be shooting Dragon Princes. Just shoot other targets and use the Legion to screen them out. So Sisters have opened up, getting some huge damage on the Temple Guard here, which is really good. I mean, that's incredibly solid. I don't think we've seen any Wind Blasts yet, so Aramis being very conservative here, but one good Wind Blast would Shrek those Sisters so badly. So now they're shooting in and going after the Sisters. Nice shot right there. It takes out 9 or 10 of those guys. Man, intense stuff. Star Chamber Guardians and company are going to be scooting forward. Saurus Oldblood, Horn of Kygor has been popped. And Saurus Warriors are fighting against these Phoenix Guard, but it looks like there was a big Wind Blast up there. So I think the Wind Blast hit these Phoenix Guard plus these Spearmen, which is quite good. And so far, I think Aramis's army is performing quite well. I mean, he's not taking too much damage, and I feel like Zyphos is kind of on a ticking clock, right? Like, Tyrion needs to get involved because the front line is starting to go down. I mean, Spearmen here are getting crumped pretty good, and it's only a matter of time before the Dinos can actually physically advance on the Bolt Throwers. And at that point, it's going to be a little bit tricky, to say the least. Star Chamber Guardians here taking a lot of firepower from the Sisters of Avalorn. Nice and juicy shots, doing a lot of damage. They're shielded. You know, they can take it a little bit, but they still don't want to be taking that. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Now the Saurus are just going to be able to press in. Wind Blasts are so good against High Elves. Like, they just wreck Phoenix Guard too. Oh, Tyrion coming in with the steel chair, though, and getting a bunch of damage on that little skink, but he doesn't have the support. I mean, I feel like... Oh, but look at this Sun Fang. The Sun Fang hath been summoned. That's going to wreck these skinks. Oh, God, the skinks got roasted. Just like almost one-shots them. I mean, it's not a huge value train. There's only 400 gold there. The Sisters are really getting pounded down by the Dinos, but, you know, Aramis's Solar Engine here is also going down as well. Overcasted Heel is going to be going down to the front line to keep this pocket fighting, but this is really bad for Tyrion, actually. So Tyrion and the Noble are surrounded by the Star Chamber Guardians, which is a horrible situation. They have anti-large, they have armor piercing. Now Tyrion's enduring for now, but if he stays there for too long, he's going to get melted. So what I would probably do if I were Aramis is maybe just get the Star Chamber Guardians and, I don't know, surge over here and just take out this Bolt Thrower. But also, guys, remember that Zyphos does, of course, have the Dragon Princes, and they're going to be able to do a lot of work. Wind Blast going down, and a perfect Wind Blast just shreks those Sisters. That was a great one right there. Dragon Prince is coming in to hammer the Star Chamber Guardians and company. Tyrion taking a little bit of damage, but that's kind of what Zyphos probably wants. Like, Tyrion is a great tank. Plus, the Heart of Avalorn kind of doesn't guarantee a heal, but it does give him the option to heal when he's very low. So Bounce Power is actually a little bit in the favor of Zyphos, believe it or not. I'm quite surprised about that, but this is a big pick here in the back line. Some of these little skink bastards have gotten around the back, the red-crested skinks, and they're a lot faster than these Sisters. So they're going to be able to take these guys out. The Sisters of Avalorn are going to get clubbed. You can see a lot of them falling from the pursuit. Little skinks definitely doing some good work. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that. Sister of Avalorn probably going to get taken out. That's a nice pick right there. But Tyrion in the front line. Oh, Tyrion is going to put this game on his back. It looks like it. The Saurus Oldblood has popped the Amulet of Itzel. He's doing like backflips and shit, fighting against Tyrion. But I mean, it's looking like the High Elves are going to resecure this pocket here in the front. The Dragon Prince is doing a really good job. This other Bastillodon with the Solar Engine actually has jumped in to take out the Bolt Thrower. Sisters of Avalorn 100% offline. Aramis's other Bastillodon. Oh, great pick here by Zyphos. He's able to get the Noble. And yeah, look at that. Bastillodon down for the count. 73, it's going to shatter. I would imagine it's going to shatter. You know, I think that Zyphos, you should probably finish this off because they could still come back and get some good shots if you don't finish it off. But it looks like he's going to prioritize taking out the Saurus Oldblood, which is a really good pick. I mean, the High Elves are tattered in many respects. You can see the Lizardmen infantry are kind of running shop on them in some areas, but the Phoenix Guard are holding relatively firm, and the Bastillodons have been kind of countered by the Bolt Throwers, and really good play with the Nobles. Dragon Princes also, there's no contesting them. The Dragon Princes are just running shop here. They're just having a good old time cackling, and yeah. Oh, look at that. The blast. Targeting the Dragon Princes with the Solar Engines is not a good choice because they have that massive fire resist, so the fire damage is like heavily mitigated. I think it's like 70%. So they take like literally no damage from the Bastiladons. Like it kills like one Dragon Prince. And with that, guys, it looks like Xiphos' High Elves are going to hold. And we're going to be going to game 5 between these two players. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a deep stream. Now there's some Temple Guard holding here. Temple Guard are pretty good, but Tyrion is just going to be able to just boss this. He's just going to be able to boss this hard. I don't see the Skink Priest being able to defeat them. I mean, there are Temple Guard here, which are doing very well, and you can see that Aramis is actually clawing back in the game a little bit, but just with the Dragon Prince cycle charging plus Tyrion and a Noble, and his mage is still alive too, so that probably means there's Earthbloods to heal these guys up. Oh, Wind Blast coming down? Or no, Sunfang. Oh, Sunfang. There it goes, and the lizards get roasted. Oof, that was a pretty good one. It doesn't do as much damage against like heavy armor, but it's certainly, yeah, look at that. Nice Dragon Prince charge coming in the back there, able to get some good work into those units. But the lizards are just holding on by a thread. They have like a couple swords. The Temple Guard are just like the elite of the elite. And they're in a good situation. I mean, they're beating down the Noble. They're beating down Tyrion relatively well. I love that Aramis hasn't like withdrawn yet. I think that him putting up a fight, like just scrapping here is good. Looks like they're having some banter in chat here. Legion of Chappah is going to be fighting those elites there. And the High Elves are actually, what's going on here? So the Noble's broken, but not before Tyrion is able to assassinate that Skink Priest, or at least break him. That's really good. Man, Tyrion is such a good assassin. Such a good assassin. Oh my goodness, guys. It looks like we're going to have a game 5. I'm really curious what they're going to pick. What a great series between these two players. Awesome stuff. So Temple Guard are broken in Xiphos. Did somebody call him the French King of Elves? Man, coming in. Claiming game 4. Taking us to a fat game 5. All right, I got to stretch out my legs. This is getting heated. Sorry for the creaky floor. I live in an old house. Can't win them all. Oh, man, that was a good game. I'm getting text messages. Shit's popping off here. All right. So let's do this. And silence my phone for now. My haggard, decrepit phone. Man, that was a really good game. I love that. Man, Xiphos, it looked grim for him initially, I have to say, but the Dragon Prince cycle charging plus Tyrion just going to town. Tyrion just like took that game on his back, was like, I'm going to beat the hell out of their lord, and then I'm going to tank their army. That was great. That was really good. All right, so with that, let us turn on our glorious screen blocker that we've had designed by one of our own here, and move on to the next game here. Certainly was not expecting game 5 right out of the gates. We're on the Sword of Torgold. Sword of Torgold is going to be here. So Chairman says, why Phoenix Guards? Ah, and then Xiphos says, game 5, Popo. I'm not scared of Wind Blast. Game 5. What's it going to be? 122 kills on the Spearmen. Yeah, I think those were the ones that were fighting the frickin' skinks for the most part. Tyrion's cool. I know. These have been great games. Like, this could be the whole stream. This could be the whole stream here. Yeah, the solar engines didn't carry their weight, but against the build that was like 3 Sisters of Averlorn, they would have won him the game. So I see where he was going with that, but bringing the Bolt Throwers, I think, was really good. Oh. Drop the what's going on in chat. 1,120 people. Thank you guys for joining. We have a donation from Caviaria, I think is how I say it. Caviaria? Yeah. He says, El Halcón will win the entire ECL. Sorry for the spoiler. Well, we'll certainly find out in the grand finals. He put on a clinic in his first match. El Halcón is a very, very good player. It's true, Misha. I know, I'm stretching and getting ready. This one's going in for the long haul today. I know. Today's ECL is really good. Unfortunately, the technical difficulties really plagued the last one. But you know, we're making up for it today. Let Chief and Falcon play tomorrow and extend this to a best of 11? No, we can't, Aristodamos. Oh, no, I can't. Tomorrow I'm taking off. Tomorrow's going to be like a relaxed day. Anna and I will probably go to the beach. She says yes, we are. So we're going to the beach tomorrow. So I can walk around like a 30-year-old millennial, or boomer as they say. I know, and we have Falcon and Chief coming up next. It's going to be really good. Come see the dogs. All right, Anna needs my help with something real quick. I will be right back. I'm going to get some more water. And did I miss a big fat donation? Somebody's saying big fat donation. I haven't seen anything yet. Oh, okay, here we go. So we have a donation, a big fat one, from Mr. Hautziger for 100 euros. Oh, man. Thank you, dude. You actually just paid for my ergonomic mat I ordered for my feet today, so thank you, man. Mr. Hautziger, thank you for the 100. Much appreciated. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. And damn, dude. I suppose this is quite entertaining, right? Sword of Torgold is going to be... Oh, they're asking me about picks and bans. Oh, maybe I'll bring back Wookiee back. Yeah, Mr. Hautziger, thank you so much for that donation of 100 euros. Dude, that is fat. Thank you, man. 500 likes. $111? Yeah, it's $111, but 100 euros, I believe. So, yeah, they're asking... Yeah, so Aramis is going to pick the Empire. But I give them the option. They can do the pick and ban system, or if the two players are like more friendly with each other, they can also do... or know each other. You know, a lot of people like to do that. They can do a gentleman. So they just agree on a matchup they both feel is fair. So we'll see what they do. The final day of the ECL, I have to see who wins today, and then I have to coordinate with the 4 people who are in the top. Thank you so much. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go help Anno something real quick. I'll literally be back in a minute while they pick here. Guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I went to go say hi to my lovely wife as well as the gang, and I also brought you guys a treat. Are you ready? Here we go. I brought the Wookiee. All hail the Wookiee. He's rising from the deep. With wait, how would the words be for your pirate song, your pirate shanty? Yeah, let me fix the green screen because it's just going crazy here. Okay, so there we go. That should be fine. The Wookiee. He's my old dog. He's turning 15 soon. He's very old and crusty, but he's a true patriot of the people. Yes, Wookiee. As a matter of fact, there's a really funny story about him today. We had Wookiee. So I had one of my old friends stayed over last night. Paul. We've been like the closest forever, and he came over with his girlfriend because they had a flight from LAX in the morning, and we set him up like a nice bed in the living room, but it was on the floor level, so Wookiee was able to climb on it. So they walk in the door. They're like, "Oh, hey, thanks for having us. Oh, this looks great." You know, they sat down. We all sat down. We were like drinking, and Wookiee, he climbs onto my friend Paul's bed where him and his girlfriend are like sitting next to, and Wookiee takes a fat shit right on the freshly washed blanket and sheets, just a fat dump, just right where they're sleeping. And we had to and they had a flight at like 4 a.m. and this was like midnight, so we had to like wash their sheets and like, oh man, it was pretty bad. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put Wookiee back in the living room here. Hopefully you guys would enjoy this story. So they're doing Empire versus Dark Elves. Yeah. Cool. So they gentlemen's for the last pick here. Great people. Oh my god, look at that. And he's not mad either. All right, we're back in action. I know. I thought you guys would appreciate the story. It was so funny. Paul was laughing. My friend was laughing really hard. He's a good sport. But it was so gross. It was so gross. And Mr. Hautziger again, thank you for the $100 donation, man. That's huge. That's huge, man. No, it's not a cute, wholesome story. So you've missed a lot of good matchups, dude. This is game 5 in a best of 5. So these guys are just like rubber tight matchup here. Aramis in this match is going to be going with the Empire against Xiphos's Dark Elves, actually. So Xiphos, of course, we've seen him play Norska and other factions, but he seems to main and be best at the Elf factions from what I've seen. Yeah. No, it wasn't cute. He literally, like, my friend Paul had just driven like 3 hours and like was all tired and ready to go to bed, and Wookiee just like climbs on his bed and just takes a fat shit. Right in front of him. Yeah. Xiphos says he's ready for the last show. Aramis' Armies gangster, Xiphos' Armies gangster. This is going to be fun. Sword of Torgold is a somewhat open field map. I am very excited for this. Garland Green, thank you for the 50, man. Donations are winding up, and we are not even halfway through the stream yet, and we're at the 2-hour mark. Oh my god, this is going deep. Hopefully it's not. I know it's getting late for Falcon and Chief. I feel bad for those guys, but you know they're ready to go. They're ready to go. Yeah, Garland, thank you again, man, for the 50. Much appreciated. That's really big. Thank you, man. All hail the mighty, they're arising from the deep. Oh, I think I figured out the Wookiee sea shanty. Be like, all hail the Wookiee, he's arising from the deep with tattered claws but incredible paws. He's calling in the Roo, which is our other dog. I think I could kind of spin something funny like that. Gretch, welcome to the stream, Gretch J. Volkmar and Flagellants, I don't know. Probably just state troops in the Dark Elf matchup, because Swordsmen can fight Bleak Swords. You know? And like Dark Elves aren't going to bring elite infantry. You're typically going to see a ton of Cold One Knights, Witch Elves, like Sisters of Singing Doom to rampage the elite Demogryph Knights. Stuff like that. Yeah. Alright. There we go. And here we are, my friends. I know it's hard to root against the Empire for sure. There's quite a few Canadians here in chat. Tattering paws and slavering maw. That's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty good. Slavering maw. Wookiee has no teeth left, actually. They've all fallen out. When we first rescued Wookiee in 2010 or 11, he had like 1 or 2 teeth left. Like, he was very neglected, so his last couple teeth fell out. Yeah. Yeah, there's been no Slanesh bots lately. They've been quiet, I must say. Yeah. Misha says she's quite confident that she smited their leader. The Slanesh bots. So this map is the Sword of Torgold. It's a pretty popular multiplayer map. It has a little bit of a ravine in the middle. Some forest terrain, but not much to work with. It's pretty loose. For the most part, it usually devolves into an open field battle. That's typically how you see this map played. So this is the last game. There's not going to be any more after this. And then we have the best of 5 between Chief and Falcon. And that's going to be it for today. And it's only 12 noon. We started pretty early today, so thankfully, I know, I'm not going to attempt it. All right, guys. So for the Armies of Aramis, up in the sky, we have Boris Todbringer coming in with the Reikland Runefang. Wait, no, he's not. That's the wrong item. The Midland Runefang, that's right. And Crush the Weak, pretty good item, self-healing. He's a strong, independent lad. And if, as I've repeated many times, if you're not going to be going for Karl Franz, like if you want to use a different lore of magic, for example, Toddy's usually the way to go because he heals himself. Spearmen here on the front line. We do have the Brave Knights of the Empire, 2 of those. Oh, Zintler's Reichsguard, actually. Really good against Dark Elf infantry for sure. Knights of the Blazing Sun, huge charge bonus, great DPS against light armor. And that's pretty much all the Dark Elf infantry with the exception of Blackguard and not Hoeth, but the Harganeth Executioners. On top of that, we do also have Demogryph Knights with halberds. which are very, very crucial as well. But really, the core of Aramis' build is going to be a defensive cav build. So he has 3 cannons in total. He has the Hammer of the Witches and 2 Great Cannons, which he's splitting up. So he's really going to be forcing Xiphos to kind of fan out and deal with all those different threats. Now, the cannons will annihilate Qingluan Knights and the Slaanesh Harvesters and other troops like that. But it's really going to be, can Xiphos close the distance and not take, lethal damage, get some good picks on the flanks, maybe take out some Knights of the Blazing Sun. Because Xiphos' army is very strong as well. He's got Marathi. Front line's going to be Dread Spears, Sisters of Slaughter. He does also have Dark Riders, Sisters of Slaughter here. Qingluan Knights in the back, Repeater Crossbows. I mean, it's a pretty well-rounded army. It has like good punch in the infantry game, which he certainly has the edge in. Sisters of Slaughter are super strong against state troops. Sisters of Singing Doom really good against Empire Cav. I mean, Aramis invested a ton in those cannons, so if they don't pay their dues, that's going to be something. The Black Guard of Hoeth. That does not sound lore friendly, I must say. And here we go, guys. Marathi's coming in the sky. Marathi's a great pick against Empire. She can actually dual Boris a little bit with some magic support. But more importantly, she's like a really good gooning character. But why does he not have the different buffs on there? So he has the Heartrender and the Dark Sword, but he doesn't have Enchanting Beauty, which is really interesting. I feel like that's like a must pick. Does he have a second caster somewhere? So he's got Marathi, and it doesn't look like he has a second caster lurking. He's got some Qingluan Knights over here. Interesting stuff. Yeah, this is going to be a good Dark... It's a really good Dark Elf army. The triple cannons are going to be really nasty. But I mean, as far as like actual presence on the battlefield, like the Dark Elf infantry are going to be like controlling this whole center grid. He said, let's see if the Elves fail me today, says Xiphos. Well, they haven't failed him so far. The 2 wins he's had are with Wood Elves and High Elves. So the elf sweep perhaps could be there for him. Yeah, Marathi's really good. Aramis' army is interesting. It's going to be super micro-intensive. Like, super micro-intensive. I think he needs more Demogryph Knights, to be fair. But, I mean, I guess he's relying on the cannons to really take out the... Because there's, like, no infantry. Yeah, there's none. I mean, the Spearmen will move up once the battle gets a little bit closer. But, like, it's going to be so hard to deal with all the Sisters of Slaughter and the Witch Elves and, like, all that shit. Yeah, Enchanting Beauty is really good. I'm surprised he didn't bring that. But, yeah, it's pretty much a cap battle. But I wouldn't say even that because... Xiphos has like a ton of Sisters of Slaughter and Dread Spears. Like he's got a lot of stuff on the ground. A lot of boots on the ground, as they say. Empire Knights for Aramis certainly have their work cut out for him. He's going to have to... Like, Aramis has to go run interference right now. Like, he needs to slow this advance because if he doesn't, it's going to be terrible. And you know what? What Xiphos could even do is if Xiphos wants to, he could leave his Qingluan Knights back here and just like advance with the infantry and then pull them up later. Granted, that does allow Aramis to get some free cycle charging. Cannons are shooting in. Hitting some Dread Spear is not really going to do a whole lot. If anything, you should probably target these Sisters of Singing Doom, but I think they're just on manual fire right now. So Knights of the Blazing Sun, Demogryph Knights, nope, just Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to be coming up, probably trying to hammer these infantry out, but Qingluan Knights are coming in, but if the Qingluan Knights come in here, that's when the cannons can really just start tearing into them, so that's what he wants to be happening. So here comes the first charge. This is going to do a ton of damage. Like, Marathi kind of breaks the charge, but I think Aramis is... He's going to pull back, actually. Interesting. I'm surprised he didn't go through. I mean, I guess, yeah, no, Dark Riders, yeah, that makes sense why he would pull back now. Toddy's coming in as well, and also remember there's a Light Wizard for the Empire, so he can net these guys down. And the cannon is tearing into the Qingluan Knights, doing some decent damage. And on the far side, though, Dark Elves are coming in from everywhere. Oh, this is really bad. If Aramis doesn't see this, this could actually just objectively lose him the game. Spearmen here need to screen these guys out. And I mean, look at this advance. This one cannon's going to get taken offline, and they're just not doing much damage. So Aramis does see it coming, which is good. And now you can see that the Knights of the Empire Knights are trying to charge forward, but man, Xiphos with some incredible micro right now. Word of Pain put on the Empire Knights, and they're just going to get just hunted down by all these guys. But the cannon shots are doing good work, but like he needs to stop the advance of the Dark Elf infantry. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Now in the back, you can see the Empire is just trying to hold. Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to have to fight 2 Qingluan Knights. This is going to be like a disastrous fight. And the cannons are doing okay work, though. And he's taking the charge. Oh, is he going to get the charge? He might be able to get it. Yeah, those cannons are tearing into these Qingluan Knights, guys. They're going down very, very quickly, so there is some positive situations here for the Empire. And here in the center, oh wow, how did he do that? Toddy came in, and these Slaanesh Harvesters are picked apart by the Sons of Sigmar. Man, it was looking so grim, but Aramis is making some really good picks here. Demogryph Knights, in the meantime, are able to get a full charge on the Dark Riders here. May actually be able to break them. So trading the Slaanesh Harvesters for some Knights of the Blazing Sun is a pretty good trade here for Aramis. Xiphos, though, here on the far side, fighting against these Zentler's Reichsguard, who need to pull back here. Because, I mean, they can put up an okay fight against Qingluan Knights, but pulling them away from the cannons is probably, like, priority number 1 here. So the cannons are still shooting. Over here, we have some Qingluan Knights sweeping in, but Toddy's on the hunt, and it looks like there's going to be a net cast on the Spears and the Sisters of Slaughter right here, which is quite good. And he's going to be going in for a big fight here. This is actually quite huge. So Toddy coming in. He has the Wizard. I mean, and he gets a lot of damage there on those Qingluan Knights on impact. Marathi is going to be responding with the Soul Stealer, but now an issue becomes that Aramis's cannons are compromised in many fronts. And I don't know if he's going to have the assets to kind of protect them against this onslaught. I mean, over here, these state troops may win that fight. Zentler's Reichsguard in the back are in a heated contest here with the Qingluan Knights. They're going to be losing that fight as well. And Toddy's kind of in a losing situation here as well. I mean, Toddy is doing a lot of damage here, but the Light Wizard's dying. You can see Foz Protection is going to be going down, Boris Todbringer as well, but I just think the build didn't work out quite like he wanted it to. I think Dark Elves had too many elements that could really pressure in. Like, the infantry is just so... It's inexorable, right? Like, these freaking Sisters of Slaughter are just going to tear these Spearmen to pieces. They got their whips out. They're pissed. And, yeah, I don't know. Great Cannon here is going to be going down, and I think that's game. It was a very ambitious build from Aramis, for sure, but I don't think it's going to pull it out for him. Here you can see Boris Todbringer and company are able to kind of secure that pocket in a way, but there's just so many Sisters and just like elite units everywhere for the Dark Elves. The Zentler's Reichsguard at the back have lost this duel, 15 against the 20 of the Qingluan Knights. They probably could have won it if they had an open charge, but it looks like they're the ones who got charged, so they ended up losing that fight. Toddy up in the sky doing his thing, but here Xiphos is able to clean up shop, and you can see that the Demogryph Knights here are going to get hunted down, and the Sisters of Singing Doom are easily going to be able to clean them up. Yeah, that's pretty much over at that point. So guys, the Brave Sons of Sigmar had some good picks, some good control there from Aramis, but it looks like Xiphos is most likely going to be advancing to the finals of the Eternal Challenger League Season 2. And he's going to be facing off against El Halcón. That's going to be a fun series, for sure, because I just don't think Aramis can pull this one back, even though his build was very cool. Just the Dark Elf Infantry, when they got there, that was really just what had it for him. There wasn't enough to deal with it. Yeah. Aristodemus is saying, I think Aramis expected a box with 2 bolt throwers. Yeah, perhaps, but Xiphos with a very aggressive build actually coming in. So well played to both players. That was a great game. Really fun builds, and Xiphos is going to be taking that. He's going to be taking that game there. Oh, almost accidentally closed the stream, which would have been bad. So guys, let's go ahead and update our Ecl Finals Bracket. Xiphos is going to be advancing forward to face off against El Halcón in the Grand Finals. Damn. What a game. What a game indeed. So well played to those two fine gentlemen. Chairman says, a noticeable lack of micro for such a build. That's what he's saying for himself. I got real scared. He got a bit scared for real. GG, mate. Man, that was a battle. So now, guys, we have Falcon facing off against Chief. They've been waiting. The winner of Falcon and Chief will be facing Lotus Moon in the upcoming finals. And that was indeed a battle. Let's go back here. We're going to set up the next lobby here. GG to you guys. It was awesome. And now we're going to clear up the lobby. And it is time to get Falcon. I don't know what name he's playing under, but Falcon and Chief, it's time. You guys are up. Let's get you mad lads in here. We're going to keep the same lobby. What's Falcon's name right now? I got to find it. All hail the mighty. Dark Felkoff. And Chief, I think, is up towards the top somewhere. Although I think he's hiding on Steam. All right, I'll go ahead and Discord and let them know. And it looks like they're both on Warhammer. Man, this is going to be good. Oh man, people in chat are hyped for their champions. So last time Chief and Falcon played, according to Mr. Lewin chat, it was a 3-2 victory for Falcon. Oh man, another best of 5. Another 5-game best of 5, I should say. That's going to be something. So make sure they're having no issues connecting. Chief will take Dwarves the first game. That would be pretty fun. So Falcon's been invited. And Chief, I don't know if I see him on here. I don't know what name he's playing under. I see a couple of his clanmates, but unless he switched to like something else. All right, so we'll invite these guys. So he's playing under Battle Loco, and Falcon is Dark Felkoff. If they can't see the lobby, we could simply rehost. Sometimes you just have to do that. Yeah, we have another series, guys. Let's see if you can see it. Still no luck. Maybe we just need to reset the... I'll rehost the lobby. Magic D, thank you. ECL Perfect Entertainment turn, also GG Zyphos. I know. That was... And Aramis. That was a great-ass game. That was super good. So we're rehosting right now, so they can hopefully see it. And let's get that going, and let's go ahead and get the invites. Dark Felkoff, I love it. He always has pretty funny names. Oh no, he switched to XMT Falcon. Okay. Oh wow, they joined instantly. Okay. Okay then. So, for Chief and Falcon, it's going to be Altdorf Outskirts, Estalian Tomb. So, Altdorf Outskirts. Cool. All right, guys, I'm going to go get a banana real quick. And we'll put some music on here. Kind of tide you guys over. It'll be good to stretch my legs a little bit too. You guys want some Beethoven? I feel like that's... Oh man, we don't need any music. I could put on the Dawn of War 3 soundtrack or something. I always have to be careful because I don't want to get the stream demonetized. So Falcon is going to pick Avalorn and he's banning Bertonia. And you get 2 bans though, if he wants to. So let's see, 2 bans. And so Avalorn's pretty good. I mean, they have some good dual utility, getting the Dryads and the Treekin and stuff. It's good in matchups which the Hyles may normally struggle in, I think. That's what she said. 2-1 on the Hall of the Mountain King. I know. Well, we already played that, so I think the Hall of the Mountain King needs a break. The Dawn of War soundtrack's really good for Dawn of War 3. Unfortunately, the game wasn't very good, but it... Avalorn is a good sub-faction. They're actually quite good. Getting Dryads are a really good unit in a lot of matchups. One Man Boy Band, thank you. $10 on Falcon. Well, thank you for the 10, man. We'll see how it goes. Dude, if I could play like music I actually listen to, like Soundgarden, like Nine Inch Nails, like, oh my god, Foo Fighters, Metallica, I would do that so hard. Just play For Whom the Bell Tolls when the Skaven are picked, like dun 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 dun. That'd be so epic. Well, you know, if one of the mods in here wants to run a poll, I would be very interested in that information of what people think in chat about who's going to win. Yeah. Bertoni Grail Knight is a good counter against Dragon Princes. Interesting. And we're going to have Empire versus High Elves, or Avalorn, I should say, which is a really nice place for Dryads. Dryads are actually quite good against 8 troops, so this is going to be interesting. And we're fighting on the Altdorf outskirts, so for some reason, Alariel's people have decided to attack Altdorf, which is interesting. And I'll be right back, guys. Get some water, use the restroom, all that good stuff. I return. I return. Yes, let's see what the straw poll says. Thank you, Daniel, for doing that. Oh, man. Let's view the results. So, guys, so far we have 80 votes. Or 100 votes in total. Wait, no, 15 total votes. Okay. Refresh. Refresh. So 82% of you guys think that, well, not of you guys, of the people who voted, think that Falcon's going to take this. All right. We shall see if your claims shall be vindicated this day. Yeah, I need to update the scoreboard. Thank you guys so much. Okay. Sorry. I haven't really, I had a banana today. That's it. I was expecting the stream to be like, you know, around like 2.5 hours. And then we got, and he's against Chief. I would put clan tags, but it takes up a little bit more space, so we're just going to keep it clean. Cool. The game is loading in. It is time. Welcome. No, Lady Turin is actually going to cook me some pierogi right now. So you guys will get to, I'll be eating it in between games. So I can keep going. I got to keep the steam, you know. Garland, that's a good question, but I have an answer for you. Hold on. There you go, man. That's how you do it. Hell Gas, you're not.
Do you mind if I turn on my sequel for like 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's fine. I stretched a little bit, Kevin Morgan. I've done some stretching, man. A little bit of stuff. I should do more. Oh. We need another 7 hours. CA Everchosen soon with Mighty. Yeah. Oh my god. It's getting to that Everchosen length, right? Everchosen's usually like 6 hours, so. Oh, thanks, Darren. Appreciate it. Welcome, guys. We're back in action. Second best of 5 of the day. Falcon facing off against Chief. The winner of this series will be going on to face Lotus Moon in the semifinals of the Grand Finals, which is going to be happening in the next week or two. So very excited to be here. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let's get that sweet second win going and let's have some fun. So up here in the sky, we have a Star Dragon. And of course, what Falcon build would be complete without a fat, angry dragon? We have a Lariel on horseback, going to be dropping those dank heals, of course. And aside from that, it's going to be a ton of Lothran Seaguard. Check this out. So Falcon going in with 5 Lothran Seaguard, not shielded. Pretty good against the Empire. They're durable against like Empire Knights and like kind of cheap cav units. Really good against like, you know, lightly armored state troops and handgunners and things like that. Dryads in the front line, a very nice niche choice against Empire. Their DPS and their physical resist against state troops is very, very good. So I like this quite a bit. Silver Helms in the middle. Looks like some more Silver Helms over there. That's going to be it. So for the forces of Bato Loco, aka Chief, he's got a cannon build. So we didn't see this in the last game, but he's got 2 cannons, 2 spears protecting those, 3 actually. And the main part of his force is going to be here. So he's got Karl Franz. Oh my god, Empire Knights for days. He does have these silver bullets. Swordsman, Spearman, and Empire Captain, something you almost never see, and a Jade Wizard as well. So a lot of cav for sure. This is going to be fun. And if I did miss a super chat from... Oh, we did. So Goat Warlock, my apologies for missing that while I was in the kitchen. $10 for the Falcon hype. Well, let's see. A lot of Chief might not be as well known here on my stream because, you know, Falcon plays here a lot, but I can tell you from experience, guys, Chief is a very, very good player. Very, very good player. So we're going to see how this goes. You can have 5 of the same unit, correct. You can't have 6. And you can have, like, there's also a cap on the amount of money you can spend on a single unit. So, like, I believe it's 4,500. So, for example, if you have 3 Blood Knights, that's breaking the rules. Because that is, they're 1,600 apiece, so yeah, it would break that. Wait, no, it wouldn't. Would it? Yes, I think it would. 600 likes, we're getting there indeed. I actually need to plug in my laptop because it is going to run out of batteries over the course of this game. So I'm going to do that real quick. And hang tight, guys. Where art thou laptop charger? Hopefully they don't start right now while I plug in the laptop. Just gotta move some furniture around. Almost there, guys. 1 second. Oh, crikey. And we got it. All right. Whew, I'm back. I survived. Furniture did not come crashing down on me. And here we go. Showtime. Battle's underway. High Elves are going to have to advance because there's cannons. So the cannons are going to come in and certainly be able to do some pretty good poke here. So you can see Falcon is going to be moving. He has pretty good terrain here because, of course, he does have the forest to hide from the cannons. So the cannons are only really going to be able to get like priority targets on, you know, Lothern Seaguard and things like that. It's pretty fun that these guys actually played in a tournament recently. And my son Herbert Walker, who's also another very great content creator in Total War Warhammer. If you guys haven't seen him, make sure to check him out on YouTube as well as the Twitch. I'm not sure what his primary platform is, but I think it's Twitch. So Dryads and company are going to be scooting forward. We have Lothern Seaguard here in the secondary row, which are going to be quite good. Dryads will make relatively quick work of Spearmen. So the Swordsman, it's a little bit more of a cockfight, but for the most part, not bad. Now, what the downside of this pressure from the forest flank is that it's going to make it a little bit easy for, not easy, but easier for Chief to kind of screen this out because he knows that Falcon's massive force is coming from one side. But, I mean, Falcon has a pretty aggressive force coming from the front, but there's no pressure from this flank, really. Granted, it is somewhat close to the edge of the map, but certainly not corner camping. But there's nothing coming around here, so we can kind of abandon this flank and just kind of overcommit to dealing with the Star Dragon and the Silverhelms. So it's Silverhelms, and then Alariel the Radiant. So that's a pretty mean goon squad. Coming in with, like, Heart of Avalorn plus some fat heals is going to be quite good. And, well, they're just saying good luck, have fun. Just making sure that, you know, things aren't getting out of control. Yeah, so Falcon's coming in with a pretty aggressive push here. Silverhelms are going to be impactful against state troops, and Empire Knights will actually lose to Silverhelms. There's no Demogryph Knights or any elite cav here, so one of the few situations in which Silverhelms actually outclass the cav that they're fighting in terms of combat prowess. I mean, Silverhelms are let's look at their basic stats. 36, 34, 32, 64, 26, 28, 30, 48. So just Silverhelms are like favored in almost every stat line. Now in the front, Karl Franz is going to be jumping in, but the Lothern Seaguard with volume and fire can wear these guys down. I mean, it's still a lot of punch. But Franzi is going to be doing some work. There's no Star Dragon or anything to really kind of stop him here. Yeah, Lothern Seaguard just pouring fire in. What's cool about Lothern Seaguard in the late game is when they run out of ammo, they become like durable spearmen, which is going to be very good against massive amounts of cav and missile pressure, and although they're not shielded, so that's something to think about. First Dragon Breath attack is going to be coming down right here, roasting some swordsmen. Not the best breath attack, but the Silverhelms are going to be swooping in, and they kind of get caught up by the spears a little bit. So far, I would say that here on the far side, a little bit of a better trade for the Empire. They're able to kind of mitigate the charge and screen them out. Granted, here in the center mass, you can see the Lothern Seaguard are generating good value as well, picking on these Empire Knights, not doing like lethal damage, but the Dryads will eventually win some of these center fights. Over here, though, the Empire Captain actually helping out quite a bit. So this is going to be the big old classic fight, it looks like. We're going to have Silverhelms fighting the Empire Knights, but certainly not a good situation for Empire Knights with Alariel plus a Star Dragon there. Granted, Chief does have the support of spears, and of course it looks like over here in the distance, Karl Franz coming in with his big old Gul Miraz, I would imagine. Nope, no Gul Miraz, just the natural Karl. And the Heart of Avalorn is going to be going down. Empire Knights certainly losing out in this trade, but they have a lot more infantry support, but Falcon's archers are definitely raining in some pretty hot fire here, spitting some fire. In the front, Spearmen are holding, but losing to the Swordsmen, and here in the center, Dryads are winning against these Swordsmen. These Dryads were broken due to the Empire Captain, and Lothern Seaguard, for the most part, are all firing relatively efficiently. Not too much pressure on them. They're able to pretty much do as they please. But oh, look at this. Karl Franz coming in. He's going for Alariel. He's coming for it, but Alariel on horseback is quite slippery. 90 speed compared to Franzi, who has 90 as well. So with jukes, if Falcon is able to juke effectively, he should be A-okay here. So some Silverhelms are falling back, and the reason why Falcon is falling back with the Silverhelms is he's trying to get away from the spear support, and at that point he can isolate the Empire Knights, potentially break them. But where is the Dragon going? So the Dragon's going after the caster. Ooh, a nice snipe right there. He's able to punt that Jade Wizard. But a dangerous situation for the Dragon because Silver Bullets are nearby, and these Empire Knights, though they're not going to be great here, are probably going to be able to actually, surround this guy and allow the Empire Captain to get in there on foot and do some good work. But for Falcon here, you can see that there's Spearmen coming in, there's Dryads coming in, so the Dragon is not going to stand alone. He is hit with an Earthblood there. So far, so good for both players. In the meantime, Silverhelms are fighting against the Empire Knights and Karl Franz, doing very well for themselves. Lothern Seaguard support helping out quite a bit, but you can see the Silverhelms for Falcon are breaking down here. They're starting to get a little bit beaten and ragged, and now the Lothern Seaguard are going to have to get fisticuffs themselves. But yeah, using their ammo, and yeah, there's not too many good targets. I mean, you could try and snipe Karl, but he's really shooting Empire Knights is probably the better bet here. So some Spearmen are going to be getting in, and suddenly this big Lothern Seaguard firing line here is going to be somewhat compromised. And here in the back, oh man, Brutal stuff. So the Dryads get back here. Falcon snipes out the Jade Wizard. He takes out a cannon in the process. Silver Bullets are going to get killed 100% probably by the Star Dragon. And then if Falcon can actually surge over and shut down the Great Cannon as well, that will be a disastrous situation here for the Empire. Disastrous. Now, as far as the backline fighting goes, Lothar and Seaguard have really good defensive stats. They have 44 melee defense, so against Spearmen, I mean, they have better stats than Spearmen. They can beat Spearmen in a grind. Karl Franz is on the far side of the map. He's actually chasing off Silver Helms, which I don't think is worth his time. But nonetheless, he's going to be chasing those guys off. And here you can see the Lothar and Seaguard are, just holding. I mean, that's what they do. It's like, even if the Lothar and Seaguard line gets compromised, it's not going to be like a bad situation. So the Hammer of the Witches, or Great Cannon crew, is pushed off. They may actually come back, but these picks in the back line are huge. I mean, taking out the cannons and the Silver Bullets is just 100% what needs to happen. Silver Bullets here getting shreked by a big-ass angry Star Dragon. He's going to be feasting on their souls. But the Care Bear Queen is in here fighting some of these Knights here, and she should be able to win that fight. Empire Knights have pretty bad combat stats. And yeah, the Silver Bullets are offline. This cannon is probably going to follow in suit. Jade Wizard shattered. Balance Power is actually surprisingly even. I would really think that the High Elves would be ahead here, but it's probably due to the fact that Karl Franz and the Empire Captain are still in fighting shape. Lothar and Seaguard getting some good shots at Karl as he does fly by, and you can see the Spearmen and the State Troops are breaking. I think this is the beginning of the end for the Empire. Although if Karl can beat that Star Dragon down, that frees up a lot of pressure, and maybe he should have came back a little bit earlier. And Empire Captain on foot is also going to be tough to kill, but the Star Dragon really needs to kill as much as he can right now. And somehow, some way, the Silver Bullets are still holding. And the other cannon crew's coming back as well. Check this out, guys. Chief doing a great job making sure they come back quickly. And he's going to get back on that cannon. So if Karl Franz can take out the Star Dragon or snipe Alariel, oh no! This is Chief's way back into the game here. If he can get Alariel, who's a little bit trapped up, oh, is she going to get away? You can see Falcon's trying his best to get down there and juke her out. The Star Dragon still hasn't been able to break the cannon, but here comes the fight. Oh, and the Star Dragon coming in and punching Karl Franz in the face. Huge damage. Man, that was a really good heal by Falcon. Getting both those guys. Star Dragon getting those juicy heals, but the Silver Bullets are back online. Where's he going to go with that? It looks like he's starting to get a breath attack from the Star Dragon on the Franz. Oh man, look at the range on that. Pretty good. Didn't do too much damage. So as far as the backline goes, there's just a metric ton of Lothar and Seaguard coming in, and those guys are going to be a menace. And for the first time in the battle, you can see the bounce of power actually does go in the favor of Falcon. Down here on the ground, Alariel is able to finish off the cannon here. Star Dragon and company are able to finish off the spears. And Karl Franz is very powerful, but the Star Dragon can probably beat him in this situation if there's no other support for the Empire. Granted, Silver Bullets are here, the other cannon's back online. The Empire Captain's on foot, so he's not really going to be able to get over here. And Falcon comes up and around the back with Alariel and pins in Karl Franz, who's actually shaken. So Karl Franz gets pushed back. And now maybe he's going to go get the Silver Bullets here because they're pretty much the only thing that can really pound that Star Dragon. Oh no, but look at this. The Lothar and Seaguard are back in action and they're going to pick apart the Silver Bullets. You probably don't need to worry about them too much. Star Dragon's going in for to try and get a casual terror route, and Chief could get a nice snipe here. The Franzi, oh, and Franz gets a huge blow in the face. Alariel might just get one-shotted here. Brutal stuff. Brutal stuff. Alariel the Radiant getting terrified, actually. Man, that was a really good play by Chief. That might be when he needs to get back here. If Karl can now beat the Star Dragon by some like stroke of luck, that would be massive. But yeah, this really is like what the game comes down to here. The Dragon misses its attack. Karl Franz, the Emperor of Mankind, taking some arrows here in the back. And Esben Broderson, thank you so much for the donation. 100 DKK, you'll watch it tomorrow. Well, I can assure you it'll be up tomorrow and there's going to be some great battles for you. So Star Dragon, in the meantime, up in the sky, going to be going after the Franz. Does he get him? No. And Alariel survives, which is quite important. Lothar and Seaguard are in relatively good shape. The cannon here is getting taken out by the last ammunition there from the Seaguard. And that cannon crew is 100% offline now. So yeah, he doesn't have to respect that anymore. The breath attack coming in from the Star Dragon. Karl Franz was able to juke it, but he's very low. But now that the Star Dragon is landing, Franzi might come in and actually try and go for an Alpha Strike. Because if he does kill the Star Dragon, that's probably the only way the Empire can win. Because if the Star Dragon stands and is able to defeat Franz, oh, Franz going in! Here it comes, baby! Big old charge. And is the Dragon going to win this? 1800 HP, 500 for Karl. Can he do it for Sigmar? And it looks like he's doing it so far. Karl Franz is doing it. He's doing real good. He hasn't taken any damage back. Oh, and the Star Dragon misses again. Karl Franz's melee defense holding firm. And typically the unit that's coming from the sky is going to have the advantage, but the Star Dragon's going up to meet him in a glorious aerial duel. Is the Dragon going to win this? Oh, and Franz takes a huge lashing from the Star Dragon. Star Dragon has 500 HP, but Franz has 127. They're both wavering. This is it. This is like the deciding factor of the game here. Oh, but the Silver Bullets on the low ground are shooting up. They're wavering themselves. But will they hold firm for the Emperor? And Falcon, with a very smart tactical play, is falling back here. because he needs to get healing from Alariel. If there's any Earthbloods left, the dragon needs it. Oh, and he feigns the dive and then pulls back up in the sky to charge Franz. Oh, and is Franz going to get away in time? 127, 7 right there. Silver Bolt still shooting in, 402 HP. The feign with the charge was really good there, but the cannon's about to get shut down here. The Star Dragon needs some healing for sure. If there's an Earthblood online, that would probably win Falcon the game. If he gets an Earthblood on the dragon. Because that Empire Captain's actually punishing a lot of these Lothran Seaguard here. Like, the Empire is somehow winning this back line. And that's a very interesting pick. Like, an Empire Captain just methodically winning those fights. Franz is at the edge of the map. Oh, man. Chief with the resurgence from the Great Cannon. So he's going to get the Great Cannon back online, and there's one cannon left. That's all you need to beat the Star Dragon. That's all you need. So for Falcon, we have some Spearmen. We have some Dryads over here on the far side. The Dragon is able to push off the Empire Knights, which takes care of the mobile threat. But I don't think he has an Earthblood, guys. I think he's out of Winds of Magic. Or maybe he's saving it for like a very crucial moment to heal multiple troops. The Empire Captain, like... Okay, so if the Star Dragon lives and kills Karl Franz and doesn't die to the cannons, the Star Dragon probably could finish off the Empire Captain with some infantry support, like pretty easily. But, I don't know. This Great Cannon crew, I mean, obviously they have no ammo there, so they're just kind of hanging out. Lothran Seaguard should win this fight, but this is really, really bad. Look at this. We have an Empire Great Cannon here, which is going to start shooting at the Star Dragon. And it has a lot of ammo, too, and there's no High Elves nearby to stop this right now. Franz is wavering with 10 leadership. This guy has 127 HP. I think the cannon coming back online is going to be pretty big, but a massive break here in the center. 57 Lothran Seaguard is no joke, guys. 42 Dryads, 40 Spearmen. I think Falcon's playing the right way by keeping the Star Dragon out of range of the cannon. He needs to make sure it doesn't break. Like, just maybe push forward and try and get to that cannon, because Karl isn't really going to want to help here. Like, and if any threats happen to Karl, like any sort of pressure... Oh, man. This is a good one. So the Franzinator, just waiting, 127 HP here. The cannon is firing right now, but what is it shooting at? I believe Falcon is now out of... Oh, but the Star Dragon took a cannon, just a broadside cannon. It's at 129 HP with 1 leadership. Falcon needs to get that in the trees. Just get it like over here and just hang out until the late game. Alariel popping the Arcane Conduit. It looks like she has enough for a heal right now. Dryads are able to clean up the state troops. And now we have a fight between Spearmen and Lothran Seaguard and this Empire Captain. Alariel also needs to be careful not to not get hit by the cannon, but she's going to go heal that Star Dragon. That's where she's going. The Earthblood will probably put him up to like 500 HP, which is actually really, really important right now, like in this point of the game. He just needs to make sure he stays out of range of the cannon. And if he does that, he's probably going to be okay with the Star Dragon. Yeah, the Empire Captain's doing really good. So is there going to be a heal here? Yes, there is. Earthblood goes up, so he's going to be at his healing cap probably, or pretty close to it. Not at his healing cap, but that is really, really bad for the Empire. 489 HP is a lot more than 100. And Karl Franz is wavering himself, but he might actually get involved in this fight. He's thinking about it. But there are Lothran Seaguard down here who do have anti-large, so I think it's a little bit too risky for Karl to land. And the Empire Captain, though he's done well, I mean, 113 kills in this guy. He's kind of getting swarmed here. And the Empire doesn't have too many supporting elements on the ground. They have a couple of Spearmen, some of these troops here. But man, this is so... Yeah, the Empire Captain could get one-shotted here. And the cannon is firing right now. Where did the Star Dragon go? Oh, did he get the Star Dragon? No, he didn't. Okay. I was going to say, that would have been insane. 491 HP. He just breaks off some of these swordsmen here. But now the cannon's coming in, and Falcon's coming in for the Alpha Strike. But if the dragon actually breaks, that would be really bad. Like, because it might run off the map. And this thing is like still a huge powerhouse. Alariel is going to be jumping in as well, going after the Empire Captain with her Care Bear beams. But if the Empire Captain beats her down... Oh no, this is really bad for Chief. 13 Lothran Seaguard, get on the cannon. So what that means now is the dragon can come in. The dragon can come back while this cannon is shut down and maybe push in. Although, are the Lothran Seaguard going to hold for long? Karl Franz coming in. It's a risky play, but he does instantly tear out them. They're very, very beat up at this point. God, this has got to be like a Hall of Fame game here. This is just so good. So the dragon's coming back in. Falcon is fighting with Alariel here. He's going in for a big old strike here. Yeah, he's going after the Empire Captain. Oh man, that Captain gets shreked! Just absolutely shreked by that Star Dragon and Alariel. The 1-2 punch coming in. And the Captain put in the can. Dead. Just dead on arrival. And the Star Dragon gets away. He's got 20 leadership, 17 leadership. He terrifies those troops. And now Alariel's going in for the kill on the silver bullets, which is really important. And the dragon's going for Franz. Cannon's back online as well. Still a very tense moment. Silver bullets going to get taken down. They're shaken. They're getting punished here. Oh, and Franz goes down to the Star Dragon. And the dragon reigns victorious over Karl Franz. And that's it. Falcon with the victory in the Alpha Strike of the Gods. Game 1, catching it live. What a battle. Man, oh man, that was a Hall of Fame game. Well played to both players. Hot damn. That final moment was so tense. Everyone just in one-shot range, you know? Oh man, that was so good. So Falcon going to go up 1-0 here in this best of 5. There's a lot more gameplay to be had today, guys. That was crazy. That was such a technical game by those two players. So good. Oh, man. Well played. Oh, my God, that was a tense one. All right, so for the next map between these two fine gentlemen, we have the Estalian Tomb. That's some good old esports entertainment right there. These guys are like straight to business. There's no banter. They're like, well played, next map. I'm like, amazing game, guys. It was good. Oh my God. The Sea Guard shutting down the cannon to allow the dragon to come back in was so good. All right, so we got a couple donations. From Espen Broderson, who actually stayed to watch. He says, now I'm really going to bed. It's not fair to have a dragon versus Carl fight when some people have to sleep. Espen, I know, dude, but thank you so much for the 200 DKK. I believe that's like $60, man. So thank you so much. And make sure to watch tomorrow. There's going to be a lot more games like that. In Spirit of Gorg with a $2 donation saying that was the best game I've ever seen of Total War Warhammer 2. I think so. That's up there. The first quarterfinal was super close. It went to game 5. Man, that was something. That was something, all right. Oh, and we have a dwarf pick. The Dawe. So he's picking dwarves and he's banning Dark Elves and Skaven. Falcon's going Beastman. All right, guys. I'll be back in 1 second. Need to stretch the legs out. Oh, my God. That was good. Hang tight. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Thanks, darling. So, guys, we got Dwarves versus Beastmen here in this game. This is going to be so good. Yeah, I'm going to ask for that replay separately. So, Chapter, thank you for the 100 SEK as well. Easily the best game I've seen in quite a while. Dragon Power, let's go, Falcon. But, guys, these guys are evenly matched. Like, they are evenly matched. That was just a micro for micro, blow for blow. Well played to both players. Oh, my goodness. The dwarf fans in chat have long been neglected. Yeah, I feel like Beastmen are a hard counter against dwarves, but I mean, maybe Chief has something tricky. I don't need it. You know, I feel much better casting with my arms and shoulders and my voice when I'm standing. I'm just, it's getting a little long, and I don't have the mat that like makes it easier. So, all right. I don't know, though. Do I have my screen blocker up? Can I look? Can I look at the armies? Okay, I can. Okay, Falcon's still picking. Oh, interesting. Interesting stuff. That is a very unique army here. I like this Dawi force for sure. It's pretty gangster. Estalian Tomb is somewhat of a flat map, but it has a lot of good ambush opportunities for the Beastmen here, but I feel like it's so hard for dwarves. Gather the throngs. I know. You know, there's a lot of Falcon fans in chat, but I think Chief's trying to win you guys over with the dwarves here. I'm not wearing shoes. I'm barefoot, which it's more comfortable barefoot, I found. No, I'm going in strong, guys. We're finishing this stream standing. I'm going to stand strong because I can sit all day after this, you know? And if I didn't have a creaky floor, you guys wouldn't notice as much when I move. So I'm trying not to move, which then is harder. Yeah, 2 harpies. Getting a couple harpies is really important, just as a safe bet against the freaking gyrocopter play. They're playing on standard army size, so it's basically just 12,400 gold. Time limit 60 minutes. I mean, it should be unlimited, but I just don't feel like changing it right now because it'll uncheck is ready. I'll change it for the next game, but yeah. Bacon versus bacon eaters. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Both players are ready, and here we go. Game 2 between Falcon and Chief. Amazing series so far, even though it's just 1-0. The throng is mustard. Yes, it is. Oh, that's true. That's a really good point, Mroth. Yeah, I'll do that for the next game. These guys are both very, very good sports and like very professional, so yeah. Bacon versus bacon eaters? I don't know, man. This is going to be good. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of the screen blocker before I forget. There's a laughing cat in my Discord. And here we go. All right. Final bet, 6-3. Well, it can't go 6-3 because it's best of 5. So, yeah, I'll do some squats right now. Oh, I'm doing a nice Slav squat right now. You guys will be proud. Oh, that feels good. Dwarfs rule, beastmen drool. The classic 5th grade gender-specific thing. The gender insult. All right, guys. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Oh, man, I'm very excited for this. The wild hogs cometh. But the forces of Falcon. Gore herds. Ungore herds. Gores and ungores. But here's the real meat. The best of gores are just so good against dwarves. They just pound town dwarf infantry. He's got a couple chaff. Ungores and the gore herds will probably go on the flanks, like up and around to just kind of pressure the weaker defensive units on the sides. Gore herds will probably hit the middle. Or the best scores, excuse me. 2 harpies just to shut down gyrocopters. There aren't any gyros, but you can still use the harpies to go after cannons and fight slayers because they're actually pretty okay against slayers because harpies are actually infantry sized. So the slayers don't get a bonus and they do good damage against light armor and slayers have low melee defense. So synergistically, harpies quite good in this matchup. A couple. I wouldn't get more than 2. Kazrak 1 eye on a chariot. So Falcon trying to make me eat my words of insulting Kazrak all the time, but he can get focused down for sure, but if he doesn't, he's certainly a chariot, and the worst thing for dwarves are chariots. He has 2 beast casters, but the rules do speculate that you have to have different spells. So he has different spells in both of them. On one beast caster, he has the Amber Spear, which is really good at tearing through lines of infantry, and the other one he has a Manticore summon. So Manticore and Amber Spear, 1 group of Razorgore chariots, and that's pretty much it. So for the proud forces of the Jawi, the proud Jawi, we got Longbeards across the entire front line. Longbeards will get pounded really, really badly by Besticores, unfortunately for them. Dwarf Warriors in reserves. He's got Longbeards in the back, and it looks like Miners to give him a little bit of AP and also Chaff. 2 groups of Thunders, 2 Slayers, and a Rune Lord with a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, which is a solid pick. He's probably going to use that to work down the Besticores, because honestly, if he can deal with the Besticores, that's going to be most of the pertinent threats. Like, aside from that, should be okay. I know, Spartacus was watching the chariots would indeed traumatize him from our head-to-head campaign. Sweetie Boy says, Slav squats for Kislev. For real, though, my girlfriend is from Serbia, and she has been squatting like that all her life. Not just a meme. You know, when Anna and I were in Poland, though, we were in Warsaw, and the whole time I was like keeping an eye out for Slav squats, and I only saw 1 or 2. There was a chef who was outside the back of a restaurant squatting and smoking a cigarette, and I think I saw 1 other guy doing it, like at a bus stop or something. But aside from that, we didn't see as much of it as you would think. Yeah. 9-2 for Falcon. It's not possible. All right, so the dwarves do have 2 cannons as well. So the cannons are going to be super good against the chariots initially. I wonder if they're going to target Kazrak. Probably not a bad idea. I mean, beastmen aren't the best leadership faction, so being able to target the Lord is pertinent. Although it looks like he's going for the Bestigores initially. Bestigores are a bit of a more stationary target, so they're going to be taking those blasts right to the face. And as far as the Thunder line goes, how many does he have? Looks like just 1 Thunder. I mean, a ton of infantry for the dwarves. You know, I think hiking Thorgrim actually would have been good here with like a double runesmith, because Thorgrim has enough mass to actually stop chariots. Like, he can get in front of them and serve as a bit of a roadblock. But typically, beastmen are a hard counter to dwarves, so a bit of a bold move from Chief. But if he does win this, oh, you should be right here, man. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, it's okay, no worries. Lady Turin made me some dumplings, which I'll be eating. I'm so tempted to eat one right now. Oh man, tempting stuff. All right, back to the game. Polish dumplings are staring me in the eye, but I have to focus on the game here. Razorgore chariots, Kazrak and company are going to be coming for a big alpha strike on this flank, and they've taken some light cannon fire, but Falcon's doing a really good job utilizing the map. Now, the one issue for those chariots, if they get caught up by the Dragonback Slayers, that could be quite bad. Thunders are opening up here on the Bestigores. A charge from the Dwarf Infantry probably is imminent here, and Runes of Wrath and Ruin should 100% be used against these Longbeards, against the Bestigores, because Bestigores are really going to smash the Dwarf Infantry pretty bad. The chariot onslaughts now, but Dragonback Slayers are in reserve. They're waiting. Harpies are waiting in the skies as well. 1 group of Harpies on the Thunders here, and maybe attacking the other Slayers to slow them down would be good. Dragonback Slayers actually get a nice little punch here on the Bray Shaman, able to slow him down a little bit, but Falcon has really good control. Oh, that's brutal. So now what he's doing is he's luring the Slayers into the Vestigors, and the Chariots slam into the front line, and now they're just going to Tokyo drift up and around and just, oh, that's such punishment. And the Miners here are breaking. Vestigors are going to grind down that front line. It is such a hard matchup for the Dwarves here. On top of that, double Harpies just feasting on the souls of the Thunderers. Those guys are getting taken out, and Slayers won't kill them quick. Harpies have pretty good melee defense, and again, they're not large. They're infantry sized, so it's going to take quite some time. In the meantime, Dragonback Slayers, oh, thanks, Darwin. Dragonback Slayers are going to be surging in to attack those Harpies right there, and the Thunderers shooting up at the Summoned Manticore, but it seems like the Beastmen are just all over this army. I mean, there's Beastmen in the back, they're coming from the flanks, and it's only a matter of time before the Vestigors just grind out this front line, and they're already in the back here. Oh, the Amber Spear coming down and crumping those Slayers, and those Thunderers doing outstanding work. Yeah, thank you. And you can also see that the Thunderers here getting attacked by the Manticore as well, and in turn dropping off some goods. And I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be so hard for the Dwarves. The cannons are already offline. I don't know. He banned Dark Elves. I feel like Beastmen are worse than Dark Elves, though, for Dwarves. I mean, they're both hard matchups in their own right, but man, this is pretty nasty. I mean, the Beastmen Chariots are just such punishment. So make sure they don't have any questions here. So here you can see the Bray Shaman and the Khazrak One-Eye himself is going to be swooping in, going after the Longbeards here. Look at that. Oof, oof, just coming in, getting some work. Vestigor's collapsing in as well. Here we go, the Feral Manticore, which is being taken out by the Slayers, but it's just a summon, right? It's not like a super intricate part of his army. And there's just Beastmen everywhere. Vestigors are just cleaving through Longbeards at an unprecedented rate. Doing outstanding work. Goreherds here, fighting Dwarf Warriors, should be able to beat those guys. Summon Manticore is broken, but the Dwarf Cannons are pretty much offline. Obstructed, the other one's pretty much dead. And the Chariot Goon Squad is like happy. They're just cackling, they're happy. And they're going to be able to go about. Now the Dwarves don't have too much to deal with it. I mean, they have the cannon, I guess. And does he have any good Slayers left? Like a good amount of Slayers? The game's not over 100%. But another Manticore comes in, which is going to be quite tough to deal with. The Bray Shaman and Beast is going to go after those isolated Thunders, which is a really good choice because he's beat up, so it keeps him away from the main battle. Plus, he gets rid of a very big threat. Right here, these Longbeards get run over by Khazrak and the Razorgore Chariots. The Rune of Wrath and Ruin is really good here, you know, really hammering those Vestigors. And also, mind you, the balance power is partially falsely inflated, but look at this veteran play coming in from Falcon. Whenever you see a routing unit, especially a cannon or a ranged piece, just take a beat-up, just crappy unit you have and chase it off the battlefield. That's going to be incredibly good. So back in the main fight, Vestigor Hertz and company are going up against Longbeards here. Harpies are swarming in, and it's looking pretty grim bones for the Dwarves. Now, they still have ample, you know, infantry fighting in the front, but Vestigors are just so cost-efficient. I mean, these Dwarf Warriors, 62, would probably lose to these beat-up Vestigors, like, just straight up. Khazrak is going to be able to probably deal with the Rune Lord too. I mean, even on a chariot, he has good AP values and a bonus for his infantry, which again, all the dwarves are infantry, and with that, it's pretty much game over. So Falcon going up 2-0, guys. He's going up 2-0. Man, brutal stuff. I'm so weak, Anakin. I can't hold on any longer. I must have pierogi. And that's going to be 2-0 for Falcon. If he wins the next one, it's over, ladies and gentlemen. And he'll be moving on to the grand finals. All right, so let's get back here. Let's get the screen blocker up. Yeah, dwarves really do. That's like a really bad matchup for the dwarves, like horrible. I mean, Chief had to see that coming by picking dwarves. I mean, dwarves do have a lot of counters. All right, so for the next map, we're on Engui, which I think is down here somewhere. Come closer, my precious. Where art? There we go. Said GG, GG, and then he's like, I pick lizards and ban Skaven. Like, they're just straight to business. These guys are like not bantering at all. Oh, give me those dumplings. Ah. You guys hear that crunch? A high quality Polish dumpling. No, my girlfriend has not asked me to move to Serbia, Nanovirus. She's from Poland, so. And we did live in Poland for 3 months, actually. So when we were in the process of doing the fiancé visa and you know, getting her able to come over here, I lived in Poland for 3 months just so we could spend more time together. And thankfully, due to the support of all of you guys, I was able to do that because you guys were very generous with donations on streams, and I was able to make a passable living for living in Poland for 3 months. Well, it was Dwarves versus Beastmen, so it's going to be a pretty quick game. Yeah. Delicious. Crunchy, delicious dumpling. ASMR. Turin eating dumpling ASMR. I should make videos just for that. Oh, it's so good. Jen Kuya, my wife. Zyphos in chat saying, come on, Chief, you can do it. me make sure I didn't miss any donations. I don't think so. We're all good and caught up. Give me those dumplings turn on wedding night to Lady Turn. Yeah, my wife's Polish. She's the best. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh my god, I was just ranting to myself for 5 minutes. I was answering all your questions. Oh, that's so frustrating. I literally had the mic muted. But Wookie, to answer your question. Man, I literally was talking to a muted mic for like 5 minutes there. Okay, just to recap what I was saying is that I think Falcon picking Lizardman here in this game 3 is really smart. Coming out with his strongest faction when he has the momentum to close out a really competitive series, I think is a great idea. And secondly, to answer your question about getting better in multiplayer, I would recommend grabbing a friend of equal skill. You know, to start playing against them, you know, grind your head against the grindstone a little bit. Watch, you know, high-level players like these guys and kind of learn from how they play, their tactics, their engagement methods, things like that. Like, all that's very, very helpful. It's really just getting involved. And, of course, we can always get you in the Discords, and you can find people to play with there. Sorry about that, guys. Man, I was answering those questions. I wasn't even eating pierogi at that moment like I am now. I'm so sorry. I know. Rookie mistake indeed. You're very correct. Insulting. Oh, they're so good. Okay, damn it. I have like a whole plate of like 15 of them looking at me, and I can't eat them. I have to cast. I am a pro streamer. Yes, correct. All right, Screen Blocker. Let's go ahead and say thank you as always. Get moving on. And here we are, guys. Game 3. Falcon and Chief. Currently, Falcon up 2-0. Last time these two fine gentlemen played, they had a very contested best-of-5 series, which went to Game 5. But it looks like Falcon is out for blood this time, as he's coming in with the Steel Chair Dinosaurs. So, like I guessed... Oh, you guys didn't hear my speculation. So, I basically said that Falcon was going to bring a Slan Mage Priest with Light. Because Barona's Time Warp is very good in the infantry fight against Norska. Nets of Amachok very good for the big alpha strikes. It is a monster fight. Oftentimes, you're going to see Famir and like big monsters fighting, Throg. So being able to get the alpha strike with your monster on their monster is like what decides the factors of this game. So that's something to really think about. So as far as the army goes, we have one Solar Engine, which is pretty good against like Trolls and Throg. And it does force the Norskins out of a defensive posture, which is quite cool, but not so good against Famir and things like that. But, you know, Falcon knows what he's doing. Temple Guard here, Star Chamber Guardians, a really, really mean core. Like, if you Barona's Time Warp those guys, they will mulch through Norska. On top of that, we got Saurus Warriors on the flanks, a couple of cohorts, the Powhawks of Sentinels, Pharaoh Carnosaur, and a Skink Chief with the Blow Dart. And Skink Chief really good at just sniping Norskin casters. You get a Skink Chief on a little Pterodon, and you basically just fly him over the Norskin caster, and he just sits there all day with his little blow darts and just goes deep. It's really, really good. So, for the forces of Chief, who is down now, but certainly not out. Chief is a very good player, can certainly come back from this. He's got Marauders in the entire front line. Secondary line's going to be Champions. He's got a Shaman Sorcerer of Death, and it looks like he does also have Wolfric. Wolfric on foot, an interesting pick here. I mean, certainly capable of dealing with the banana. Plus, the Feral Dinosaurs aren't going to be as good against him because he's infantry-sized. A massive amount of Javelins, which will pay their dues, for sure. The Javelins are going to be very good against the Pterodon Riders, the Powhawks, the Sentinels, the little Chief up here. Quite good against the Feral Carnosaur, essentially a hard counter. And the Marauder Spearman in the back, nice little, flank defense. All right. Oh, damn it, I just went for another Progi. It's too late. I'm doing it. So good and tasty. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't fight it. It was just looking me right in the eye. High Elves are pretty good. I actually think High Elves are a decent faction. They've done well in the tournament so far. The High Elves won games earlier and have been performing really well. Screen block. Oh, don't troll me about the screen blocker. It's not up right now. I just checked. All right. So Marauders are going to be squaring up here, getting ready to fight. They certainly have an uphill fight, but the Famir, with Marauder support, can actually do decent work against the Temple Guard. So the Blasts are going to be coming in, going after Wolfric. Although I have to think, was he going after the Shaman Sorcerer? But it looks like no. He popped Wolfric in the face, which is pretty good. And where is that Bastillodon going to be shooting next? Falcon is going to have to do a bit of a flank denial because he's at risk of being enveloped here. So I think what he's going to do is engage here with the front and maybe pull these guys back in an L shape here to maybe defend the flank of his formation. Pterodon Riders and company looking for some opportunities to strike here. Maybe going to be doing some rock drops, but I'm telling you, if the Javelins get square firepower on the Powhawks and Sentinels, that's going to be really nasty. The Sentinels will go down very quickly, and the Skinks are actually shooting against the Famir Warriors, which is an interesting choice. They are very heavily armored. Ninja Hun, thank you for the $20 for Anna's drunken channel takeover. Thank you, man. I'm not muted. Stop it. No. I'm not muted. Am I? Damn it! You guys are getting me all paranoid now. Anyway, Star Chamber Guardian's going to be surging into the front, doing some pretty good work here, shopping through these Marauders, and Wolfric actually maybe doesn't want to fight here because Star Chamber Guardians have great AP, and the Barona's Time Warp going down as well. So the whole front line here of the Dinos is juiced to the gills. I mean, these Temple Guard are rocking 58 melee attack. That's quite chubby. And look at this. Beautiful play here for Falcon. Using his Bastillodon with the Solar Engine to snipe the lightly armored caster is an incredibly good choice. Very, very good choice. And I agree. I think Throg is a better pick in this matchup. So Wolfric now is in the front line, isolated on foot, alone against the buffed up Star Chamber Guardians, who have the shield of the old ones as well. Norse got some pretty good pressure coming from multiple angles, though. Famir should be able to win this fight here. Javelins are throwing against some of the flying units, but it feels like the Dinos are just very, very dominant right now. Oh, and there's going to be a fat Slann banishment coming down. Look at this. Here it comes. Oh, just tearing into those forces. Nasty, nasty stuff. And I feel like so many things in this game are going very well for Falcon so far. Hunter of Champions has been popped right here on the Slann Mage Priest with Light. So he's de-armored, he's a little bit more vulnerable to missile attacks, but the Javelins don't quite have the range here. And this Bastillodon is just going to pound City on the Shaman Sorcerer. Look at the value he's getting from that Bastillodon. And it is taking some firepower in its own right, but for the most part, it's really not a bad situation. And Falcon hasn't even had to use his Feral Carnosaur yet. It's coming out of the forest now for the first time. Jurassic Park up in this hill. Here he comes. He's going to be going in because the Javelins are very occupied and kind of mucked up now. So this big-ass T-Rex is going to be able to just chew all over these Famir Warriors. They're actually shaking. Oh god, I'm choking on pierogies. Oh god. Pierogi choking. Alright, my casting might not be the best here. Oh, it was so good. So the Bastillodon here is going to continue shooting at the Shaman Sorcerer of Death, who's actually shattered. That's brutal. And you can see with that, the Balance of Power does pull ahead for Falcon. Oh man. I'm dying here, guys. Help me. Help me, Anakin. I'm too weak. I can't hold on any longer. The pierogies are choking me. And you can see here, I mean, Wolfric's on foot. I mean, he still has just been here, a non-factor this entire game. He's just been sitting here fighting against the Star Chamber Guardians. Hasn't been able to put much of a dent. He's got 15 kills, which is not great considering he's been there like the whole game. And on the far side, Javelins are getting chased off by the Powhawks and Sentinels. I mean, there's big-ass Angry Dinosaurs online for Falcon. He's got the Slime Mage. He does also have the Feral Carnosaur. I mean, it is a monster match here. There's one group of Javelins that can pressure him, but I mean, Throg would be so much better here, I think, at fighting against these big guys. But Throg is a big target for the Bastillodon as well. So there's some give and take. Good play by Chief, though. He's able to get some Premier in the back. And this is a way to kind of claw back in the game here. Is get these guys going in, taking out the Bastillodon here, shutting down the firepower. Wolfric still, I mean, cannot help his frontline win. I mean, he's up to 22 kills, but honestly, the Star Chamber Guardians, there's 37 of them. And they might actually be able to just beat Wolfric outright on the ground there, which isn't going to be great. Now, Falcon's forces are thinning in some areas. Javelins are coming back online, getting some good firepower here against the big dinos, which actually does pull the bounce power back a little bit. But Falcon is going to be able to secure his back line. It's his Feral Carnosaur, who is cold-blooded right now to prevent the rampage. Should be able to shut these guys down. I mean, these guys are done for. Oh, T-Rex bite. Look at that. Big, slow, epic bite. And now these Premier are shaken. They're probably going to get terrified. And if they get terrified and actually broken, Falcon can simply use his King Chief to chase him off the battlefield. Wolfric's still fighting Star Chamber Guardians. He's killed about 5 of them since we last looked. And I mean, Star Chamber Guardians are probably going to win that fight. But Anaslon's getting his hands dirty as well, or his little toad Muppet claws. And yeah, he's smiting some of these Norskins. Oh, look at the smite. Norskin took that like an absolute champ, though, man. Come on, Slon, you can do it. You can't even finish off that one champion. Sora's still fighting in the front line, but let's take inventory of what the Norskins have left. So Chief has some hunters back here who are about to get slammed with a Banishment. Banishment doing some pretty good HP damage, and it does get a decent rotation. Not massive lethal kind of punishment damage, but this is actually a bit of a mistake here. The Slon getting a little bit overzealous, overextending here, but Wolfric just still losing to these freaking Temple Guard here on the ground. He's killed 10 of them, and they've almost killed him. And it seems like the Dinosaur Infantry are just winning. Temple Guard are in good shape here. Saurus losing to champions, but it's not really going to matter when a big old T-Rex comes in there. And the Famir broken off. Bastillodon, the Solar Engine is here. Wolfric's broken as well. And it just looks like that's going to be game for Falcon. I just don't see the Norskins coming back here. Man, this is a fierce one. Here on the ground, you can see Wolfric the Wanderer is going to be going. Star Chamber Guardian's going to be able to chew him up. I mean, he's just been not doing a whole lot this entire game. Feral Carnosaur's coming back in, was able to successfully mitigate a lot of the Javelin fire. I really like that Falcon was very patient with the Feral Carnosaur this game. The Banana Salon might be going down, but if he goes down, it's like a true hero. And that is it, guys. Falcon, 3-0 sweep. And last time these guys played, it was a very close series. I mean, obviously very equally skilled players, but today was Falcon's day. He's out for blood. He's defending his strap. You have to remember that. He's in the Eternal Challenger League, and he is the Eternal Challenger. You know, he won last season. He's coming in to win again. Potentially, but now he has to face Lotus Moon, who he actually played last time and had an amazing series against. So I'm very excited for this. Turin, don't stop it, Aristodamos. You stop it. None of that. All right, guys. So with that, let us go update the finals bracket. Falcon is going to be moving on. And for the grand finals coming up, we have Xiphos facing off against El Halcón in a best-of-5 showdown. Falcon facing off against Lotus Moon. And the winners of those two games obviously will play in the grand finals. And the third place winners will be decided by the two folks who lost that. So, man, that was a brutal fast series. Defending his belt, his strap. And let's say GG to these two fine players. Falcon says Spirit Leech is bad. Oh, man. Damn. So big congrats to Falcon and Xiphos, but also special congratulations to Chief and Cheramis for amazing games today. I honestly think that first game we had between Falcon and Chief was probably one of the best games we've had on the channel in quite some time. Man. That was good. So the pierogi are onions and potatoes. Yeah. They're pretty good. And that's it for today, guys. We've closed it out. The finals are set. The die is cast. The forces of Sauron move upon Middle-earth. And will the champions be there to defend it? I mean, I don't know who's who, but you guys get the metaphor, right? Xiphos versus El Halcón. Falcon versus Lotus Moon in the next stream. And that's going to be the grand finals. So that is going to be a deep one. And Falcon says, I earned my right to get kited by Lotus Spoon and Xiphos. Well, Falcon, hopefully you're ready for that, man. The semis will be happening relatively soon. Probably tonight, once I get the chance to take a bit of a break after this. I'm going to put a message out to all the players who are playing, and I'm going to coordinate a final time. Yeah. Falcon, where's the confidence, man? Hey, Turin, ever thought about using SFO modes? Not really. No, I'm more of a fan of the vanilla experience. D Bison, I'll leave for a few minutes, and now we're sponsoring a drunken Anna takeover. I'm in. Oh man, D Bison, thank you for the donation. Yeah, Falcon, if you're ever in California and you need a place to stay, feel free to stop by and we'll make you some pierogi. I know we're working it. The esports community's going. Finals will be. I'll put out a community post and a Twitter post in the next couple days with details regarding the finals. But again, we have to see when everybody's free. So, thank you guys so much for joining. It was a blast. I had a really good time. I stood the whole time. I stood strong. We made it. Yeah, pierogi are so good. Anyways, I digress. All right, guys, I'm gonna go rest now. Eat the rest of my food because I had like 3 pierogies and a banana today, and I've been up since like the early morning. So, if there's an Irish team, if we can find some Irish players, I will 100% do that. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. The World Cup news coming up, but of course that's not until we finish the ECL finals here. So we still have one more stream, which is going to be 4 best of 5s. That's going to be a deep one. That's going to be like a long stream because this was just 2 best of 5s and we were almost like 3 hours. Although the first one was like the epic, long form one. So, yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much. Also, I want to just say a special shout out to everyone for liking the stream, just hanging out. Also for donating. D Bison, Ninja Hun, Chapter, Spirit of Gorg, Espen Broderson with multiple. Goat Warlock. I love the name. What would a Goat Warlock even look like? Interesting stuff. One Man Boy Band. Magic D. Kivaria. Jason Denny. Ninja Hun with 2 donations this stream. Nice, man. Mr. Pakach. Prisoner of Warhammer for sponsoring as well as donating. D Bison again. Ben Goodman. Fura and Newhook. Matthew Smith. Garland Green with multiple fat ones. Thank you again. And as always, man. One Man Boy Band. Dierja Cat. Babel Triumphant. Tamonten. Again, man, thank you so much. Henry Baumeister. Snuffleupagus. Spirit of Gorg. Bastion. Krinehoop. Chapter. The chap himself. And we got Liv. Liv, thank you. I think you had to leave earlier. And we had a couple fat ones on PayPal as well. Garland Green. Mr. Hautziger. Again with a $100 donation. And Garland again with multiple. I mean, just fat. Angry ones. All right, you guys are awesome. I'm out for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of this Warhammer competitive action. I certainly did. And I'm going to go relax now and sit around for the rest of the day and enjoy the spoils of war. Goat Warlock could actually be Morker. That makes sense. Noel Blanco in here, a.k.a. El Halcon, says he's coming for Zyphos. The rivalry beginning already. I'm very excited for that. So guys, thank you so much for joining. And we'll see you on the flip side. Cheers.